Right, hello and welcome to episode 3 of I Don't Even Want One Copy of Timecop. We've kind of missed the past 2 weeks because of Christmas and work and Aidan being a fag. So unfortunately, you've been without us for a bit, but we're back now, so it's all good.
On demand.
Yeah, we are in demand, which is quite nice. But I think we're just gonna jump straight in with what we've been doing over the past few weeks since we've been up to quite a lot. So, gonna start with Aidan.
I started last time. Start with Neil.
Okay, we're gonna start with Chris.
We're gonna go this way. Fuck you, no, we'll go this way.
So, Chris, past 3 weeks, Christmas has been up and everything. So, what have you been up to?
That's not been too bad, dude. Actually, I've had a pretty eventful Christmas. I don't generally get all that much stuff anymore because I'm old, as we all know. So I get the speech before Christmas going, you know, you're not going to get as much as you did last year, even though last year I got like a pan to piss in. so how do you get less? It's like, come on. And it kind of, I was happy with it. I liked it. And we did a couple of things, like Aiden climbing over me now, silently, trying to mask the fact he's doing activities in the background while we're trying to speak.
Who's that?
You're a little invaded back there.
That's what I'm going to say. I thought he was mounting you. I thought he wanted to sit on here. I don't know what he was sitting on your knee. Was the children outside?
All the thing is, he pointed as if he wanted me to open my legs, and then I got a bit worried.
I did, dude. Everybody points at you to open your legs. That's how good looking you are. But yeah, Christmas was good. It's always nice to like see my girlfriend and stuff. And I didn't see your guys as much as I like to, but it's just because we're busy people.
Yeah.
It's hard though, isn't it? I mean, like,
yeah, we're all doing.
for Ryan
things.
to get here, it's an hour. For me to walk up, it's 40 minutes. And
Even
in
like
between doing activities and
on
that, so it's
Xbox
hard
and
to-
stuff, because I've been busy with shit. So it's just as a gross generalisation. But we went to see Ghost Protocol without you wankers.
Yeah.
We really wanted to. We wanted to watch it as a group, and we were the only
Aidan
ones.
just couldn't wait.
Well, we kept asking. It's like, dude, we're going tonight. Let's go. We're like, all right, it's off, dude. Sorry, it's cancelled. See you later. Like, oh,
I got asked once to go
Yeah,
Boxing
that
Day.
was that one. There was one time when I drove across to do the podcast, and we couldn't get the recording equipment, and Aidan was like, "Well, if you just wait around until I go to work and then finish work and wait here all day, then we'll."
So in other words, you wanted him to wait around for like 4.
He could have waited with
5 or 6
you're his
hours.
friends.
Yeah, or I could go home and play Saints Row, wouldn't I?
And
yeah,
that's what
exactly.
You
You sowed the seeds of doubt. You Judas motherfucker.
did. Either way, we did have an epic journey because there were
Yeah, we did.
fucking Lord of the Rings and nothing on that
Well,
journey.
Me and Lemmy went to see Sherlock Holmes 2 without you guys. So.
Well, I went to see
Oh,
it without
thanks.
you guys.
Yeah, well, I didn't go to see you, so fuck you all now. Feel bad.
It's brilliant as well.
I've been hearing some good
We went
things.
for a romantic meal first.
Yeah, we went to TGI Friday and sat across the table for each other like,
Oh God,
candlelit.
you get that really
Jesus.
pushy Italian waiter.
Then we had some bitch.
Oh,
She put a love out on the receipt for Lemmy.
Of course you did.
telling you, dude. Every single place I go to with you, it's just like, she's trying to let me up. She's smiling too much. You can see it in her eyes. Is she leaning forward?
We better
Every
just go
time.
on with get cock drawn.
He's signing her boob. Not even, he's not even asking for cash back. Motherfucker.
She were chatty.
I'm oblivious to it. I'm
Clearly
telling you.
oblivious. She had a nice colour top on, didn't she? Well, didn't keep it on. But, yeah, so we saw that. Enjoyed the shit out of that. Aside from we really need a plot point right now. What should we do? Ethan Hunt's a really good drawer. Have you seen this man? And he draws a perfect portrait of a dude on his hand in 30 seconds. Like, you seen him?
It was genius.
He was dude, I looked at you and I said, yep, this is awful. So bad. But I liked the film. The film was good. But aside from that, it's literally been YouTube stuff and playing games. We've been playing a lot of Saints Row, me and Aiden. Before Christmas, and then there's been a massive stretch with Arctic because I've been on my PlayStation 3 and I hate hooking the cables up. I had a little bit of a dilemma as well. I don't know if you guys have ever had it. Well, I say, you don't own a PS3 yet. You've just bought one.
I don't need one anymore.
Your brother's got one, so you probably haven't. But I were recording Ninja Gaiden, and all of a sudden the screen were just like pink, staticky lines going across it. You could still see the picture, but they're like a pink
I've had it on
fuzz.
my Xbox before.
I was like, what the fuck is going on here? I didn't know if it was PS3, I didn't know if it was composite or my PVR. I was really panicked, and I unhooked everything, hooked it all back up. It was the same. Then I hooked my Xbox up, fine. It's like,
It's happened,
is
it's
it what?
happened twice on my Xbox. The first time was my first ever red light. My first ever 3 red lights happened when it static I was playing Mass Effect and then it red lighted on me. And then the second time it happened, I turned it off and turned it back on and it was fine. So.
Oh shit, I unplugged everything. It didn't seem to make a big deal, so in my haste, I made a video about it. 53-second video being like, "Hail internet, everybody here knows a lot more about this kind of shit than me. What is going on?"
Somebody help me.
Yeah, exactly. Is it broken? Is it fucking stigmata in itself? I didn't know. And a bunch of people told me a load of different tricks that I didn't do because I didn't have time to do. Because when I turned it back on, it was fine. It was just kind of like, motherfucker fixed itself. Hiding in the background, but fingers crossed I could carry on because I was about 2/3 through that Ninja Gaiden guide and I was well into it, and that's a game that when you stop playing it, you get bad at it. So that could have been a massive boulder in my path, which was nice. But yeah, just recording guides, playing a little bit of Saints Row in, playing a couple of shit games. I played Captain America. I don't know if I told you about it.
I saw you playing it.
It's not bad. It's one of those games where you can definitely have fun with it, but it's a poor man's Batman.
Right.
But compared to some other things, it's...
Thomas.
Yeah, compared to fucking what? Cybertron.
For where you've got to look at Captain America though is you don't put it in a genre. You don't compare it to other games. You compare it to other movie games.
Yeah, movie games.
I don't
So
know,
it's
dude,
like-
because it's just like I would compare it to some other games because it is better than some other games. And once again, we find ourselves. It's all good, dude. I can trim this out.
You pick your times for this.
It needs a hammer, dude.
You don't need an hammer. I bet you all you don't use it for all.
It's hammer time. But it does actually compare to a lot of those kind of action games because there's a little bit of minor platforming, there's a little bit of traversal, and the action in it, the fighting, is Batman. Only they've not quite figured out what made Batman good.
Right.
So, you know how every time you hit somebody on Batman you get your combo go up? On this it doesn't. It's like only if you do certain things your combo goes up and then you lose your combo immediately even if you don't miss. It's like they didn't really understand how the fighting worked. But like there's loopable bosses, it's very easy, you don't have to play it on its hardest difficulty or anything, and the collectibles, which is a massive prop to whoever developed this game, I don't know who it was, there are more than you need to find. So say it says find 50 XXX, there's maybe 70 in the game, so you find them comfortably and you don't have to go back. And even better, when you beat the game, it's like a little sandbox to go back through all the levels to find anything you missed.
No, that's alright.
So you don't have to be like, oh, I've got to play this shit all over again and watch these cutscenes and all that kind of stuff. So it's a lot better than I expected it to be. And the last shit game that I played, which is something I think we can all have a little chat about, is Call of Duty World at War on Veteran.
Oh yeah, I saw you playing that as well. How did you find it on Veteran?
I thought that it is nothing as what people say. People make this game out to be the hardest fucking Call of Duty ever. They make it out to be absolute hell on earth. And it's not. But some checkpoints on that game, if you are not experienced at playing Veteran on Call of Duty, are going to give you hell. Like, if I didn't know you could throw a smoke grenade and run like a psychopath and hit a checkpoint, I would have probably been stuck for ages on stuff like that corkscrew level with fucking flamethrower and a bunch of those other bits. But
Did you have any problem pushing into that cave with that flamethrower tank? Because I seem to be the only person who got stuck there.
what part? On corkscrew and blowtorch?
No, I can't remember what level it is.
Or
But
that,
you're pushing up towards a cave, and so
Is
I
there
was
a hole
sending
in
a
the roof?
tank. No, you're
Shooting
outside,
down, right.
and then so I was sending a tank, and it's got a flamethrower.
Flame
on top
tank
of
section
it.
on that hill?
Yeah.
Yes, I had trouble there, dude.
That's the bit where that was my corridor of death on that game.
Really?
About corridor of death, I'm not going to get into that. But on that game, I was like, and I had no smoke grenades, so it was like I had to shoot as many as I could and brave the bullets and try and get down. So my team pushed, and it was just
Yeah, it's like
it were awful.
You tried following tank, but there were always a bunch of grenades coming or a guy outside that
They came from all directions.
Yeah.
You couldn't do it. It
See,
was just
that side different in that game is because I breezed that bit. I have a problem with it.
Yeah, you said that.
But on the subway bit, never met anybody who had a problem on the subway bit where all lights go out.
I didn't
I was
know
stuck
they
there for
should.
ages. It was fucking solid for me.
I had a problem on that and on that bit where you push into that main building in Berlin. Is it?
Yeah,
Towards
Reichstag.
end.
Part
Yeah.
of the Reich.
Yeah, that's
Reich.
all the two problems I really got stuck. Like all the two problems I had really.
But that with that flame tank, I tried following the tank, I didn't have any success. I tried staying, at the bottom of the field and letting my team push up and doing the stuff. I had no success with that. I even ran like a psychopath, but past a bunch of Germans that were kind of like, hang on, and jumped over into a ditch, all it was were grenades, and still had no success. I had a lot of trouble there, dude. But apparently, when I was reading on a forum, because I don't know if you've noticed, but Xbox 360 Achievements Forum, they've got, if you're struggling with Veteran, look here. And even if you've not played that game in a while, look at that thread. It is some funny shit. You will never find people that pissy in your life. There's literally like, I don't know how to get past the grenade. Help! It's every two threads are like, the guy with the gun shot me in the face. Help! It's like, come on, people, just try and do this game. But one of the entries on there was that part of the level following the fire tank, the enemies don't respawn. You can actually stop them spawning by killing them, so you can just sit back and pop them. And when you're in that mindset of, I've got to rush because these dudes are fucking spawning in front of me, you don't think to do it, so maybe that might have made it a bit easier for us.
Well, I kept killing them as they were coming out of cave, and then they'd spawn again, and I thought they were constantly spawning. There must be so many waves, and then that's it.
I didn't shoot out. I just laid on my belly throwing grenades back and just ran. I was such a coward, mate. I was like, what's the point shooting them? They're just going to keep going back, motherfuckers. But hardest bit for me were on Their Blood, Their Land. And it's that part where it's not really a difficult part, but if you take it wrong, it is. And you get the choice of going left or right. You're playing as Marines with, good old Keith Sutherland. And you go towards that trench, and you can either go left through the trench or
up
onto
the
right.
river, up the right, yeah.
And on the right is a dead end overlooking as they spawn. And going through the trench on the left is absolute suicide.
And you went
left. And I did it. And it's like, I'll watch a bunch of people doing these guys like, you do not want to go the left, it's just broke, and it's like, yeah, you're telling me. Because there were like 6 guys 2 yards from me, and I'm at an MP40, and I was jumping 360, drop shotting. I had to, the hardest I've tried in a game in a while, because it was insane. And I was terrified, and then you get to the top, and you have to go around that one barrel, and there's a bunch of guys there, but if you can get there, you can get past, and you can get your checkpoint. But if you die, you're back behind that log, and you die all the time. So I had a load of trouble there. And the only other area was the Heart of the Reich, where you've got to get rid of the AA guns, because I didn't know how to approach that section at all.
Yeah.
To get those first 2 to get your checkpoint.
So I think there's some bad checkpoints on that section.
Dude, there's some terrible checkpoints. Like when you've got to wait for him to stop talking after you've ran through that building, he's like, let's go forward, comrades! It's like, I want to go now, Reznov, then I can fucking do this. But, yeah. Moral of the story, it is easily harder than any of the games that followed it on Veteran. But I don't think it's the hardest by any measure. People just, they want something to blame. Because if it had slightly better checkpoints and there weren't that grenade spam nonsense, it wouldn't be that bad, I don't think. But that aside, I've played far too much Ninja Gaiden, which I've talked about a lot, and I'm also talking about in the guide that I'm doing for it, so I'm not going to drop any more knowledge for that, but that's pretty much me done that, dude.
Adam?
We're going around in the proper order. I'm going to ask
Oh, sorry. Seems that I'm sat to the right of Chris Agonex.
Ian wants to think of his answers, Lummy. He needs to posture.
I'm taking notes.
Right,
where's your pad?
Right,
I love our right turns. I'm liking this. He's keeping you in the conversation. It's eye contact. He's going to be touching your leg next.
I hope not.
I'll be touching your leg
Please
next.
don't go away,
I was a
right.
bit worried that you're in between them.
I'm sorry, dude. I come between many couples.
Right. Christmas period for me.
First ever. Bleeding like a stuffed pig.
We're alright Christmas. Drama, we're not going out and that, but I'm not going to get into it. So, on average Christmas. Games wise, brilliant
Good
for
Christmas,
me. Yeah, I'll start off by saying I went to see Sherlock Holmes 2, as Ryan mentioned, with Aidan and Chris. And
Oh, yeah.
I thought it was brilliant.
Fantastic.
All the
Very
reviews I've
close,
seen in that film.
very close to being as good as the first one.
Oh, really?
Very close. And there's a scene in Woods, you've seen it, do you know when they're running away from that factory?
Yeah.
Brilliant's that scene.
I want to know how they shot it, 'cause it's done that well.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
I would say, the only review I read of that basically said it's got none of the spirit of the original, and it's just...
I did
it
prefer
was
the
a
original,
star.
but-
I think it misses the charm. It misses a lot of charm for Stannard.
He's got more action in this one.
I know,
why.
but
it's
Has it
it's
gone
still
the Michael
smart,
Bay
but
aspect of, let's just blow everything up and then
in
care
some
about it
sections.
later?
In
Yeah,
some
it's-
sections.
it's missing a lot of that, like, characterisation. Best bit for me were on Train. You know when he chucked her out at
Oh, into water.
when they were
Oh yeah, do you
Yeah,
trust
He's dressed as a woman.
yeah, and when he's on floor with him, we're not going to spoil any plot points. When he's on floor with him, and him and Watson are chatting, kind of.
Yeah.
That sort of chemistry were really good, and then
Yeah.
Fiston had loads of it, and then there weren't much of it in second. And
There's a lot of parts where they're away from each other though in this one, isn't there?
Yeah.
First one had a lot more comedy in it as well, I thought.
yeah,
This one was funny, and it did have parts to it, but I've got a love for the first one.
Has it got any of those
Yeah.
boxing scenes in it?
Yes.
Yeah.
But with a twist.
Oh, cool.
They've got a twist to them, so that's nice.
The gayest twist I've ever seen.
So instead of going like, go low to the ribs, go high to the face, and then as it starts up, he just gets punched. He's out.
It'd be good if he did that. And I'll spoil it a little bit. They have a chat, you know, and it's like left punch to the throat and thorax, and then it goes to me. It's like, oh, I'll counter that with a blow to the leg. And it's like, oh, fucking hell.
Oh, is it really gentlemanly as well? Has he got like a tash and one of them?
Well, enemies like.
For anybody that couldn't see me then, because obviously this is audio, I was doing the old fisticuffs of yay old England.
The main enemy is like Oxford educated boxing champion. So
nice.
He's like what Blackwood in first one. He wasn't really posh, was he?
No.
But this new enemy is.
Oh,
so.
Mark Strong's character, that magician guy.
Yeah, but I haven't really watched any other films. Game wise, me and Ryan's been doing what you and Chris have been doing and mashing Saints Row.
Oh yeah.
Which is brilliant.
I think we mashed it a bit better than they mashed it, to be fair.
I don't think you've got the grounds to say that, but
You've been on it a lot more than we are.
Well, he's done 30 hours. Have you had done 30 hours? I ain't done 30 hours.
We did all activities before you. I think you're fine. Yeah.
Alright,
Badge of honour.
Fair enough.
960 what?
Wow, 960.
Yeah, but I think it's a brilliant game, and you know, a part of me makes me think I wish I would have played first two, but I don't think first two would same game, were they?
No. Second one is very close, but the first game, like people have been leaving comments on my playthrough of it on about first game. It's like, guys, I get it, you've got an affinity for Saints Row, but the first one was kind of dog shit. It was kind of just straight up fucking GTA, and that to me, I'm not a fan of at all.
They were trying to make it too close to it.
Yeah, it was an homage. It was just imitation. It was like
we were looking at them today, weren't we? Yeah, and I said to him, I think first one was supposed to be a challenge for GTA. Second one got a little bit silly, but
second one went really silly.
They realised that
not back too far away.
If you go back to second and from third one though, I said to Ryan, I don't think I'd enjoy it because you'd be like, well,
it's the flying stuff, you know, like the grander stuff.
Yeah.
A lot of that is not as easy to do in the second one, but for all the silliness and the customization, a lot of that is there. It's just not as tailored as well.
Second and for games like things in it there's a lot more guns, a lot more stuff like that because they've realised
Destruction derbies
DLC's way to fucking make a shitload of money.
Yeah.
Which second and there's hundreds of guns, there's a lot more customization.
There's a lot more activities.
To be fair,
as well.
man, you didn't need a gun. All you need is muscles,
And
green, and you don't take any damage because you're upgraded to shit. You just run around hitting people.
I'm not buying that. Don't take bullet damage and stuff because
what's the point?
Yeah, it's just gonna make it.
I don't know.
A breeze.
When you're in that,
well, you can't buy it till you're level 50,
zone.
and by the time you get there,
you've
bought everything else anyway. So
I'm not level 15. Like you said, I could buy it on mine.
No, you don't unlock. You
50
don't unlock it
respect.
till level 50.
Alright, I must not have seen that.
You can see it. You can see it, but you can't
it did
buy
look
it.
greyed out. I could swear it was. I thought I
50
could.
respect, dude.
Just like unlimited ammo is like 47, 48, 49. 50.
That should be lower because ammo's ridiculous.
So what have you got left to do on it then if you're at 960?
I've got finish off the vehicle
thefts.
thefts and challenges. That's it.
And challenges are going to take forever.
I've done the assassinations.
I've got 27 challenges without really
Some of the challenges
dedicating
aren't too bad,
myself to
but-
trying to do them.
Yeah.
So
Well, like I say, I've got like 18, and
Yeah.
I've not tried for them. I've just been playing the game. So
I've got 5.
well, a lot of mine was simply I did an assassination. I had a load of Morningstar after me. I'll just keep going until I kill 50 specialists for Morningstar area. Because I couldn't take bullet damage
I
at
didn't
this
even
point.
realise that were a thing.
Yeah, there's one for each specialist, and then
Oof.
30 brutes and stuff like
50 brutes. Oh, it's 50
that. That's
brutes,
50
the
brutes
achievement.
is the achievement.
Yeah,
Oh,
achievement
but-
for.
Yeah, so Saints Row, fantastic. Oh yeah, and when you get no fall damage, that's jumping off a biggest building
of
and just
building.
fall into it.
Getting Lemmy to fly a VTOL to the highest point in the map, and then me just jumping out and being like, "I'm not gonna parachute."
That was quite funny.
It'd be nice if you could get your VTOL to take no bloody fall damage, because the amount of times mine's gone
Yeah.
bang
Yeah.
for no reason.
To be fair, vehicle damage on that game is just
The aerial vehicle damage.
is ridiculous. But
Yeah.
even like on them stealing the vehicle sections, it's like I've driven this fucking boat from this side of the map to this side of the map 4 times, and it's been blown up right when I've got to where it needs to be, and it just makes no sense.
Yeah.
And then you just ring Burt Reynolds. It's all good.
Burt Reynolds, Mayor at City.
So you all got to that bit then?
No, I just know because I've listened to today's podcast.
alright.
We're on start of Act 3.
Well, I assumed you can't hear what you're saying. Sorry.
No, I know. I know what it is.
Oh, sorry. Spoiler and all that. Yeah, but other than Saints Row, I've been playing. I got Assassin's Creed and Forza 4. Assassin's Creed is good, but my criticism is it's practically Brotherhood, but new area.
Tell you what's weird about that. On a little tangent. Love Film sent me Assassin's Creed Revelation as well. I said sent me. It's been 4 days now, motherfuckers.
Oh, I've had that before.
4 days.
But did you enjoy Brotherhood?
No.
You'll not enjoy this.
Yeah,
simple as. It's same
I'm burnt
game.
out on Assassin's Creed.
Well, the thing is with it, it's like that's what it's. There's
fatigue.
been so many of them, and
it's like
at the moment it's there, and I want to play it. But then you see the other games I've got, and I'm like, you know what?
I know what Assassin's Creed's going to bring to me, and I'd rather try something new.
Yeah, it's like oh, Lummy's playing Saints Row. Let's just play some Saints Row instead.
Yeah.
I just have no love at the moment.
Yeah, so I haven't really got much sense. I haven't played it much. Same with Forza 4 as well. It looks brilliant, and it plays better than Forza 3 because you feel like there's more margin of error. Like when you play Forza 3, you get a car and it felt like it played well, but it felt like it were on tracks at the same time. It felt like you couldn't really go wrong.
Yeah.
But on Forza 4, it feels like you could spin out. It feels like there's more gear on like how your traction control works and stuff like that.
Is that when you take your brake assist off and you actually play the game properly?
Well, I play it as close as I can to how I want to drive a car.
Yeah.
I mean, I try to do it in manual, but manual fucks me off at the same time.
Changing gears and all that.
Yeah, you've got to when you play manual, you've got to play it and be in the mindset of I've got to listen to engine, I've got to do this, I've got to do that. You can't just pick it up and play it for enjoyment of playing it.
Yeah, but it becomes a different game then. It becomes like a mastery.
Yeah, exactly. I've always said I'd do manual.
Could get good though, you know, if you got into it.
You can do manual with clutch on Forza. So you've got to engage clutch to change gear.
Well, even better.
Exactly. And only time I'd do that is if I could. Only time I'd play manual on Forza if I could do it with clutch. And only time I'd do that is if I bought a steering wheel with gears.
Because it's not same hitting that sweet spot with
exactly.
pad. If you hit it with actually doing it, then you get that buzzer. Yes, nailed that corner kind of thing.
But it was nice because I saved me all my Forza free data was still there. They give me 60,000 credits for now. That was nice.
Oh wow.
It's like, oh, there you go.
What do you buy with credits on that game? Is it just
cars.
body kits and
cars,
stuff?
yeah. Your credits is your currency. So,
yeah, I guess as much.
You buy car,
hookers on your bonnet. I don't know.
Engine, all that sort of stuff, and you can. I think if you go onto Marketplace, you can buy other people's blueprints, so you can buy their mod.
All those modded prints that they do.
Yeah,
some
and
really cool ones.
Yeah, with artwork as well. You can buy them as well. People put them up for sale, and some of them are ridiculous. Some of them are cheap.
Yeah,
they all got cocks on them. I can imagine they got cocks.
Some of them are like imitated art. You know, like famous art pieces that people have made and stuff.
Well, a guy I used to talk to when I played Halo 2, his dad did a Spider-Man with a moon behind it, and I swear I'd never seen anything as brilliant comic book wise on a car on Forza 2. And he sent me a blueprint for it, and it was made up of like 400 shapes. Like little triangles and half crescents and stuff. It was brilliant.
Like it's like that Black Ops thing when people are making them,
all those emblems.
The emblems and
some of them are cocks and we move the legs open.
Yeah, but even so, there's skill to be able to sort that from shapes.
Yeah, exactly.
And then you want to Army 2, the second one, where you can make your own mask. I made mine. I spent a lot of ages making my mask look cool and ripped up and stuff. Went online. What did I see? This fucking group run into swastikas on the forehead.
So you've got to do it sometimes, dude. If you want to represent, Nazi Germany, swastika on your mask.
But it's fucking two 12-year-old fucking kids who fucking don't know
and
shit
they've
about
probably
it.
done it wrong, or it's got like
that's funniest thing. Seeing swastikas wrong way around.
A bad swastika. Yeah.
They've got it. At bus stop down the road. Some people spray painted one in there and it's wrong way around.
Now it just means peace and love. A cartoon.
So everybody listening to that, it sounds like living in like a rough council estate now.
To take the conversation away from swastikas, I also played. Yeah, I know, but you might upset some people.
Hey,
I know you don't really care about it.
The more the merrier. Bring it on, motherfuckers.
Get
the Sarah Palin on us.
I remembered today from last podcast I was gutted because I couldn't get Sonic CD because my internet won't work.
Yeah.
Played Sonic CD and remembered how much I love it.
How does it stand up, dude? Because I don't know nothing about Sonic CD. I never played it.
The thing I love most about it is the achievement that says complete the game in 25 minutes. And you think, well, it can't be a long game, but when you're playing it, you think, well, that's what Sonic should be. Short, fast levels.
It should be
and that's what it is. Nearly every level you can do. Early levels you can do in under a minute, and late levels you can do in under 2.5. So it's like they're all short levels, all fast paced, and I really enjoy playing it.
As soon as they started making you walk around fucking cities and talking to dudes, is when Sonic died.
Well, Sonic Generations is when it goes back to it, and I mean I mentioned it in another podcast. It's brilliant.
Fucking werewolves or been a night or
racing. We don't talk about that. We don't talk about it. But moving.
Dude, I want to play that night one. Oh, it's like an RPG, isn't it? Like Sonic RPG.
Yeah.
My girlfriend's little sister's got it for Wii. God, it looks.
Apparently, it's good for Wii.
Dude,
it's not good for. It's a Sonic game between the.
Picture this, yeah. Sonic RPG, Gorman song.
Gorman.
Yeah.
All the way.
Sonic RPG with the Gorman song. You see this crossover?
Still Gorman.
Going back, no.
That little fat guy.
What do you call it? Ibisimaru.
Yeah.
And he was a little shuffle on his back.
They were called Obisimaru.
Ibisimaru.
He was a fat guy.
In samurai gear, a little fat samurai.
He had a little mallet, and he used to like eat meat. And he used to run around just going, Ikimayoka. That's when he was at Galman.
When you got his last meat, it turned him into like rice balls or something.
Yeah. I just remember because you could get Gorman to go Super Saiyan, and at the time, Super Saiyan Gorman, oh yes.
Throwing change at people.
Oh yes.
Sounds ridiculous.
Gorman's Mystical Adventure N64, one of the best games ever made.
It were like Zelda, just crazy Japanese, and it knew it would. Like fucking when you get a robot, he starts singing and dancing at the start.
And he's got rollerblading robots.
You're chasing after bosses.
Nice.
Oh, it's amazing.
But you go inside it first person view, and it's like a boxing game against other robots, firing lasers. They don't make games like they used to.
Canned laughter in cutscenes as well. Crack a joke like, that was red hot, and then all look at camera, then it became laughter.
It was so good. So good. But back to you, dude. Back to Sonic CD. Anything?
Yeah, I'm moving on from it swiftly to Lord of the Rings because I want to get into that because I want to say that even though it's had bad reviews, it's enjoyable with friends.
It is.
Well, when I watched that game, my big problem with it is the same problem I had with Dark Souls. Is I saw a green field, I saw muddy forest, and I saw some girl just chopping like a skeleton. I'm like, yep, that looks shit. See you later.
Yeah. Well,
that was my impression.
To look at it, you'd think that looks like a bad game, but I've been playing it with Ryan and Steve, and I've really enjoyed playing it, and I've enjoyed playing it a lot more than what I thought I would.
My only problem with that, dude, is you'd probably enjoy a gang rape if you were with the right people.
Well,
and I know that sounds very awful, but anything in group.
If you enjoyed it though, it really would be consensual, so it won't be rape. It'd be.
Just kill the joke and go just.
I'm going technical with this, right?
Mob it away.
Well, it's like Lost Planet 2. I didn't really like that game, but I enjoyed playing it with you, so it's.
I wanted to like Lost Planet 2, but it just made me cry and die a little inside. But with people,
I get what you're saying though. With right people, any game can be enjoyable.
Exactly.
So.
Let's look at Dead Island.
But I played it through on my own the first time, and I still enjoyed it. But
I played Lost Planet 2 demo for fucking months. I killed that fat dirty lizard thing hundreds of times. Like, I'm obsessed over this game. Then when I got that game, like, I hate this. And I tried, guys. I put over 100 hours in that game, and I still don't like it. And the first one is probably one of my favourite games because it was hard and it was different.
The biggest problem with Lost Planet 2 was, why did they make it all about people? It's so much more fun to kill Acrid. It was so much more fun to kill them, and they put loads of people in it for no reason. It were all about killing big animals, but yet there's more people in it that are shit to not even fun to face.
Yeah, but dude, the storyline of the first one, it was all about people. It were about the pirates, and it was about that military force, that Nevik, because it was about the politics of the planet, while the animals were still there, just kind of causing chaos. So they just came up after you'd finished messing around with them. Don't get me wrong, I'm with you there, dude. Killing the Acrid is so much more fun than shooting people, but it was always more about these freedom fighter-esque group going against these governments, and not the best storyline, because the storyline on the first one's a pile of shit, but you're getting robots and you smash giant aliens and fellas at the same time.
Well, there's a story to the second then. I don't know what it is, but it's there.
You got a space.
Character though, are there?
And there's that big bit where you're coming down from the planet and it's like, we're going to save the planet, bless you all. And I'm like, there's definitely a story.
What the bit where I fell asleep?
Shoot the meteorites for 20 minutes.
Ryan?
I will say one thing though, you know when you all land in different areas and it's all foggy and there's big dudes everywhere, that is terrifying.
The intro to that game's brilliant.
Yeah, intro's great as well because it's snowing.
Were you 2 and 2 when you're in separate areas? I like that.
And the last level where you're all split up, you find each other and you go and kill that big thing.
How is the no snow section of that game? There's those 2 sections of snow and then nothing else. This is a game that was all snow.
I did like the idea of going all over the place, like deserts and forests and stuff.
Yeah, but when you're playing a level for 30 seconds, it's like, you won! Everybody shag pause!
I like how we got proper
co-op
Planet
mode.
2.
Yeah, well,
It's not. Did it even come out this year?
it came out a few years ago.
Well, there's no... Hey! We're on about Gorman earlier.
Oh yeah, fair point.
I'm World at War.
Yeah, but
Yeah, exactly.
anyway,
World at War 2005.
anyway, back to the point. I just want to say, anybody who's got an interest in Lord of the Rings, or you've got a group of friends that you like to game with, and you play a lot of games together, and you enjoy playing games together, even if bad games, play Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
The only annoying part is the fact that you can't go on Legendary straight away, but you've got to progress in levels to be able to take damage, so it makes sense.
Is there any imitation voice acting?
It's proper voices, isn't it?
Oh, really?
What?
I'm not so
No.
sure. I'm not so sure.
Ian McKellen got back in that
No.
sound.
Well, saying that,
Go pick up the loot, Frodo.
I've got to admit, a
Aragorn.
lot of the story I was like, "Meh, just mash these cutscenes. I don't want to listen to
To be
them.
fair,
But
Aragorn's
the
definitely not Viggo
Gandalf,
Mortensen.
the Gandalf.
Aragorn is definitely not Viggo Mortensen.
We cannot go through this forest, Eowyn.
Some
We
of
must
them
chop
are
down 7
some of them are
orcs.
Some of them
close.
sound very...
Some of them are close.
But Aragorn doesn't sound like
And there's a
Viggo
talking eagle in it. For I don't really understand why.
Does it ever do like, you shall collect 7 pieces of gold to progress?
I don't know, but I really enjoy finding secrets where you've got to jump over stuff. And I play as dwarf, and I just run around going, "You're gonna have to dust me."
That sounds really good.
Then when Mage bangs the stuff on floor, when Ryan would play, it's like, "You shall not pass." I was like, that's kind of gay.
That is all I would do. That sound quit constantly. That is how I would move.
Yeah, but
You.
I just other than the 4 games I've mentioned, I don't think I've really played out else. I'm looking forward to playing Rayman Origins.
Yeah, it looks amazing.
We played it in Game
It's getting
Station,
massive props. That game.
and I read it. I went on Shop the other day, and it's only £22.
It's really cheap.
And there were a review that you didn't know stars. I was like, oh, I'll look at this. And he actually wrote a review. I mean, on iPhone, it's only a small screen and small text, and if you put it onto A4 paper, it must have been about 3 pages long.
Yeah.
And I'm looking through this review, and I'm like, he's put 0 stars so people look, and he was just basically saying, why are RPGs not this good anymore?
Yeah.
So I'm
I've
really
got it
looking
sat at
forward
home
to
on my
it.
floor waiting for somebody to buy it.
I'm gonna rent.
Thing they say though,
I'm
guys,
renting it today after we've done this.
I might not be home tonight.
Giant Bombcast. They were fighting to get on their Game of the Year list because they all loved it. They all appreciated it. Thought it was brilliant, looked brilliant. But they said in co-op, game gets fucking hard, real fast. So be prepared for some high octane platform challenge.
When we were
from
playing
that
it
old
in
school
that game
platform.
station, like, let me have my bubble again. Come
Yeah,
get me,
because
let me.
you didn't die, you turn into a bubble. So
And then
you
if you
got
can
you
save
float
them
to
in
your
time.
friend
Yeah,
and
and
they
you
turn
can-
you back to
You
You can
back
spend
to
the
you.
full game doing that if you're not good enough. It's like it's the girlfriend mode of if she can't
Yeah.
get through it, she can just sit one
The
out.
girlfriend mode.
It's literally what it is.
That's brilliant.
You know what I mean?
Float
Though,
over to me, love. Come on.
everybody's tried to get that perfect game to play co-op with your girlfriend. For instance, yesterday, me and Danielle totally playing split-screen combat training on Black Ops because she gets excited when she kills people.
That's awesome.
I got fucking owned the other day by my girlfriend in Spec Ops, so let's not go into that.
Really?
Fucking cock slapped by my girlfriend at Spec Ops.
I think everybody would agree, leaving comments right now, that we want to hear more about this event in Aiden's
I
life.
thought
I was
you
playing
were the-
Spec Ops with Yasmin. She was doing better than me.
Yeah, but I thought
Kept having
you
to
were the-
save
I
me.
thought-
That's
you were the girlfriend there,
embarrassing.
didn't
That's embarrassing.
I thought you was the woman in your relationship. So
Yeah, but so she what?
You know, Ryan, I have a woman in my life.
Did she
Oh, that's
I've got plenty of
low.
women.
Dude, just because you shag men does not make it bad. No, so was she getting more points than you, more cash than you, or were you just going down more?
Well,
And not in
You know what? Yasmin, I'm awesome at this game. Just stand back. I'm down.
you do realise she's had this for about like 4 weeks.
Oh, she got it. I didn't.
No,
realise.
it's mine. She had mine for ages.
All right.
But I do know she's going to listen to this, so I've got to kind of make her sound better than me.
Well, you just said
She-
she is.
Yeah, because she's going to listen, and I wanted to think I'm nice.
Alright, let's stop this. Tell us the real story, then we'll come back and make it
It's
sound
like that.
good.
It's like that whole
She
thing
is
where you
good
go
at
on a
it.
game with a mate,
And
it's
she
like,
kept-
I'm really good at this game. I'm really good at this game, and
start
then
dying.
you fucking die.
I
all
didn't
the time.
sit there going, I'm good at this game.
she did.
She went, let's go play on Xbox. We went and played on Spec Ops, and she was getting a better score than me. And I thought the only way to get her back now is to get 50,000 because she ain't got an achievement, and I want to get that. And if I get it, it'll make her mad. And then I realised I was a guest, got 50,000, didn't get the achievement. I looked even more of a fucking tool.
You're still not getting owned, though, in this situation. dude.
No, she did get a lot. She always got more cash than me.
Okay.
I went down quite a bit. The one game where she went down a lot.
Did she kill more at Juggernauts than you? More at helicopters?
She killed more helicopters than me. She killed as soon as the helicopters come, she dropped them.
Because stuff like that is obviously high point stuff.
Yeah, Juggernaut stuff for I think more me. Well, I was killing Juggernauts more.
We're using your C4 technique.
No, I didn't have no C4.
Thank God.
I went buying. Cause I was
blows,
just fucking shooting them whatever I had because I didn't have enough money to buy. Well, I went high enough level to have a.
Well, think when you said it immediately that she beat you on it, your girlfriend beat you. It just makes me think back to that day when you were first trying to get to her when you were in Ben's and you were playing on Pokemon Stadium and she was like, "I'm fucking amazing at Pokemon Stadium." I'm like, "You're super amazing at Pokemon Stadium." It's like, "Let's do this now. Let's sort this out. Let's get this finished." And me, in my drunken stupor, was openly insulting the bird that was then to become your girlfriend because I didn't realise when she knocked Perfect Dark. I'm like, "Fuck you! Have you fucking died?"
I mean,
that thing.
You haven't got. We were playing on Conquers by 30.
Douche. Burns in hell. But no, you on Pokemon Stadium you won that night and it never got dropped because it were always that like constant thing between you. So for this is her victory over you. This is a good thing. This is a big step. This is bold.
I'm not taking that.
Well, you just have to have a hoedown.
You do realise soon next time I see her as well, it'll be chuffing. Nintendo will be ready and prepped, and Pokemon Stadium will be on. And
that's a bad thing.
Exactly. Who does not want to play Hypno, whatever the fuck that game was called, where you boom, boom, boom on that pendulum and you press.
Oh, yeah, that is good.
Yeah, Hypno sleepy thing.
GoldenEye as well. She always likes fucking dicking me on GoldenEye.
Well, you know shortcuts in archives, don't you?
One level.
You know shortcuts in Temple.
And I thought I'd be cheap and pick Odd Job. Odd Job's not this cheap thing people think there is. As soon as you hit him in the face.
Baron Samedi is the cheap one. Where his aim rests is their head. So you can get easy headshots with him.
Alright,
he was banned from competitive GoldenEye.
The Odd Job were as well.
Yeah, because he was smaller. Same with Elvis. Elvis weren't allowed in Perfect Dark because of his height. It was harder to hit from the hip.
Yeah. And you can't wear jaws either.
Because you can just go watch some happy endings and
no, end of day.
I know, I can.
Yourself up and...
The thing with it, dude, is it's your girlfriend. So sometimes winning is not the best thing. So maybe it's a good thing for your relationship.
You don't have to pretend to lose, you can actually just lose.
Right. We were actually playing co-op on it, and it were a team effort.
Tell you,
and you hope you play good, you try to play good, and I think we played pretty good.
Yeah. Tell you, get into Geometry Wars 2. We played for like an hour the other day. I was more giddy than she was, and she was pretty damn giddy. Can love me some Geometry Wars 2. If we could get 4 people on that with some beers, best night ever.
We should have got some beers in for this, really. If we're doing game of year and shit.
Well,
yeah, that's alright when I didn't drink.
Home's gonna be fine, isn't it?
Yeah, and I got a toilet for 5 minutes.
I've got to drive home.
yeah.
What an idea.
Let's get some beers in.
Just crash here.
Let's get some beers and Aiden and Chris can get wrecked.
Right, once we finish being sick on each other and shitting ourselves, best night ever.
Right, well, I've wrapped up. My last thing with Rayman, so...
Are you happy with going now, Aiden, or do we need to wait again?
Do you want Ryan to go in front of you?
Actually, I'll shuffle.
If you want to,
hold on.
I'll go again.
I'm so glad you've moved. I can straighten my legs.
I'll go again, dude, and then Lummy will go again. We'll be back on you.
Right then, I'll pour myself some coke.
Indebility.
What have I been playing?
I don't know, dude.
Dark Souls.
That's why we're
I don't know what.
Yeah, I'll talk about Dark Souls. Yeah.
Do some Dark Souls.
That's Diet Coke being poured there.
Do they can hear it's a task?
Yeah, they might think a little train's going past.
Well, the little train might be going past and you've ruined the dream now.
Itty bitty train.
People that dream of small trains going past recording devices at night. Even though it's day.
Yeah, I've been playing Dark Souls. At first I were a bit iffy with it because it was just so muddy. It is very muddy looking. The graphics are awful.
Yep.
And it is one of the games I thought coming from PS3 and been like a PS3 exclusive and that it would look gorgeous and everything would look pretty and shiny and it just...
I hate to say I told you so, but...
Rolling through barrels looks kind of gorgeous.
But still, the sound of the barrels breaking is awful, so... Smash.
It's like opening a pack of walkers, isn't it? It's like, crisps.
But, yeah, it looks awful until you kind of get used to it. A lot of armour looks nice because that's like the selling point, armour and swords and stuff. The bosses look really nice. Everything else looks kind of shit.
Have you took on any more bosses since the ones that I've seen?
Yeah, I've took on a few. But basically the combat is really... It's about patience more than anything else. It's not... people can say it's skill as
Skill
much
or
as they want,
reflex.
but it's a lot about just being patient and knowing when to heal and just luck a lot of time, because he takes his fucking time getting his shield up and you've got to block constantly, and it just feels sluggish compared to other games. I think when you tap your shield should be up and it should deflect anything then, but it takes like a millisecond to get it up, and you can always feel it, and everything's always like a few bit behind when you press it. So
Well, there's input delay.
yeah,
And
and
it's
then
intentional.
there's also you go to swipe and he'll swipe twice and you'll get it because of it. That's very annoying. But yeah, that's probably the worst points about it, and obviously the difficulty, which everybody's heard about.
Oh, I think worst part about that game is there's no pause, there's no ceasing
Yes,
it, there's no
that's the worst
safety.
point.
That is the worst part, because sometimes you need to sneeze, sometimes you need to take a piss, sometimes your parents come in or something happens. You can't just drop a pad.
It's like you're playing online all the time.
yeah, and
Because
it's
in an online game, if you need to do something, you ain't got a choice. The game's still happening behind you.
big time.
So I don't get that. Why have that?
It takes all responsibility out of your hands because there's nothing you can do in some circumstances.
And so there's bits where I've gone like, I'll get in this corner, I can't hear out, I'll go take a piss, and then I'll come back and I'll have been slapped by a skeleton that's followed me for about a week.
Oh.
And there'll be bits where I'm like, I need to take a piss, and I can hear someone walking, and I will sit there and explore for about 10 minutes before I realise he's above me, 6 rooms above me that I can't get to, and he can't get to me, and I'm safe.
Yeah, you see, that to me, that is where the fun ends, when it's stuff like that.
Also, no party chat.
Yeah, you're not allowed in party chat.
I was playing it the other day, you invite me to party, I joined it, you're being kicked out of Dark Souls because you've joined a party. You can get invaded and stuff, but why would you be talking to people that's invaded you and are trying to kill you?
I bet you can still private chat though.
Yeah,
Because private chat breaks the system, doesn't it? Old school.
Yeah, but probably private chat. It's one
It's
person.
one-on-one,
Yes.
Sex on sex. Well, he did say Ryan, admittedly. Ryan.
Yeah, but once
On
it
his
kicked me
own?
out, I like, fuck this game, turn it off.
Alright.
But on to the good points of it.
I'm going to go play some Dynasty Warriors 8. A real game.
The story is just a heart-wrenching story of love and betrayal and truth, and it's just poetic. I don't want to spoil it.
Pride and Prejudice.
And giant fucking birds that you pretend to be an egg, and it carries you around. No word of a lie. I found a fucking bird nest. I went up to it. Curl into a ball, and you lay on floor curled in a ball, and then he thinks you're an egg, because apparently giant birds go
Stupid.
from nest to
They've got
nest with
no
their eggs.
nerves in
It
the-
picks
in
you
the
up and takes you to
talons.
another nest, and all like, oh.
You know what would be really funny about that is if 1 in 3 chances you died when you got there because he pincered you when he grabbed you. You were accidentally killed by your mother. Welcome to Dark Souls, fuck you.
But yeah, on to the good stuff. There is the combat it's rewarding when you do really well at it. When you take on even people say it's the bosses that are rewarding, but even when you take on 6 little minions that would normally dick you, and you just block everything, you're taking them all out, it's been methodical, you're backstabbing, it feels awesome. The bosses are awful, evil, and just everything's cheap about them. It's not hardness, it's just a lot of it's cheap. For example, I've versing a Hydra, and it's
What,
squirts.
like Greek mythology Hydra?
Yeah, except when its egg goes to stay off.
Oh, cool.
Not Hercules
Not
style.
Hercules style, yeah.
That way you cut an head off in 2 probably.
Yeah, 2 pop back.
Yeah, then you have to hit the wall and drop rocks on them.
Yeah, I remember.
Disney style. Nice PG-13 kill.
But basically, there are a lot of ice golems in front of me, and ice golems are nice fun enemies because they're really slow but really hurt. So I was like, I'll take these on, and this Hydra was squirting water at me. It was that far away, there was fog covering him that far away, because it uses Silent Hill fog to cover up its draw distance. And he was squirting water at me, this water at me, instantly killed me. So I sprinted through, got all the ice golems following me, and went to where there were like a bit in between as well, so they couldn't hit me, and I had to fight them all like in a corner. And then I had to run forward towards him, and he squirts this water everywhere. So you can actually, you don't even know it. Yeah, excuse me.
Can you block the water?
No.
That's big.
It's classed as like magic, and if it's magic, you can't block it.
Gotta
It stops
dodge
a
it.
bit of damage, but it knocks you over, so you block and stop this water. But you basically, it's just random. You can get it by it 'cause it's going everywhere, and even if they're not on the ones aiming for you, you'll still walk into it. And then once you get close enough to him, he'll just try and melee you, so that's alright, but it's just getting to him, which is not fair.
I will say one thing, dude. Immediately now, sounds a whole much more interesting than what I saw you play. Golems, ice golems no less, and hydras.
Yeah, well,
Is the environments as
no,
exquisite as the sound of the enemies?
all environments.
So good.
Sorry, Lord of the Rings.
I'm sorry.
Now,
right,
children.
but this game sounds awful.
It's not though.
Yeah, but
that's the
the
thing.
thing- the
The
thing
thing.
is-
I'm saying to good points now.
The good point
But he
sounds
said,
shit, and the
but he
bad
said
point sounds
I'm getting onto
Right.
a good point, and then he started complaining about a Hydra.
Yeah, but you know when that Hydra died
You felt good.
and gave me like a thing to upgrade this awesome sword I had,
He noticed his
and then I
trousers
went
were
and
wet.
upgraded my sword and was dicking everything, and it felt so good when it died.
He upgraded your sword. Did he upgrade that Drake sword?
Yeah,
you've got?
that's the one it did. It upgraded the Drake sword.
What does it do? Now is
It's
it
just
bigger,
better now.
longer,
It doesn't change. It's just
Right.
that.
faster? It's not like Shadows of the Damned, where you ring up a sexy chat line and your boner pistol gets a big boner,
Oh Jesus Christ!
and then you shoot it from your hip and pretend you're orgasming. No?
No,
Oh, my spicy boner! His
that game
words.
sounds awesome.
Dude, it's Steve Blum as well, who does the voice of Garcia.
Nice.
Pretty good. I like it.
But yeah, aside from that, the bosses are awful when you think it's just cheap and awful. When you beat them, there's such a good feeling, and like even you don't get achievements and stuff, and it's just a feeling like getting a really added achievement,
Yeah.
and getting like seeing like a really hard guy and seeing that glowing item behind him, you will be there for hours trying to kill him because you want to know what that is. Because it's that it feels good getting new armor, it feels good getting new swords, it feels good getting bits and pieces.
Have you come across any bosses that have had interesting patterns that you've enjoyed?
I came up against 2 giant gargoyles, and
I've heard about gargoyles, but
I've heard people have had problems with him. I watched Baron beat him after I beat him, and he had a bit of a hard time with him. I killed him in like 2 or 3 hits, and I thought,
Oh, wow.
I must be overpowered.
Had you been-
Maybe I can do the rest of the game like this.
You've been grinding levels, farming experience.
Not that much, but I did have a little bit. But I cut his tail off, and it gave me an axe.
Any
The
good?
actual axe, it was on its
Trying to
tail.
attack you with. Oh, nice. That's cool.
Now that were a nice touch. And then the boss after that I'm currently on is a rehash of the very first boss, which is ridiculous.
Is that thing that jumps up at you from that platform, that like little fat dragon thing with its portly wings?
Yeah, it's that little fat. He looks like Pete's dragon.
Yeah, Pete's dragon.
If fucking Tim Burton had creamed on him.
Oh. Creamy Tim Burton, Pete's dragon.
Yeah, and it's awful.
Why?
I can't get away from him.
Oh.
I can't block him. I can't get out of the way of him. I can't do all. It just seems like I drop and instantly die. And when you drop in to fight him, it takes half your life just from the fall. There's no way to stop it. So as soon as you drop, you try and drink from your.
I've got an idea for you, dude. Drop all your items to build a little pile of clothes. So when you drop down, you don't break them really good sandals.
But it's all metal. There's pointy bits on there.
I'll let you off.
Yeah, and it's just awful. It's just I don't like having half my health took because I want to fight a boss. That's not really.
It's not fair.
Yeah, but I'm making this game sound really shit.
No, dude, you're making this game sound like what it is. And if people don't now already know what Dark Souls is,
But you
can't lie to
the
someone.
10 out of 10 game that's been going everywhere, it's not that.
Dude,
It's not better than Skyrim.
I said to Lummy when you'd gone out and you were getting drinks earlier that there was, on True Achievements, there's a guy that's added me because of YouTube, and a lot of people are interested in being my friend for whatever reason. And, you know how on True Achievements it logs what people say on all their pages kind of thing. And this one guy pretty much said that Dark Souls is the game Skyrim wishes it was. How fucking
guy is a
bold
dick.
that? How bold? I've never even played either of these games, but I know that's bold.
The one big issue with Dark Souls that really bugs me, I can get over it looking shit. I can get over all that stuff. The Japaneseness of it.
You defeated!
Mine don't say they've changed that now. It's like
Aw.
you won. It's
That's
a,
crap.
But fucking, it's so Japanese. There's no story. Everything feels like Japanese translations to the word. Everybody sounds stupid. There's no. Granted, there's no big-titted little sisters that you fancy in it, so that's kind of good. But the overall feel and look of bad guys, Japanese,
It's a Japanese.
and it's just how the Japanese seem to think medieval England is.
It's from software, dude. It's as Japanese as it gets.
It's too Japanese.
I do have one question though, and it's to do with the AI on the game because I've not really seen much of it. Because for all intents and purposes, people are saying that this is an action game, and I have a thing for action games, but that kind of action I'm not that fond of. You know, with the delay and all the weight to it. Like we've had conversations about this before. But how does the AI respond in regards to the camera movements? Because like, you know, if somebody's off camera, for instance, an archer or somebody that fires a projectile, do they still fire the projectile at you when they're off camera?
Yeah. that game loves doing stuff like that to you. It loves putting you in a corridor. You come out of corridor, there's an enemy either side of the wall,
I wish I also
or
said,
just instantly skewer you.
you know the two gargoyles. What was their AI like? Were they both constantly trying to kill you, or was it kind of like one did a loop, other did a loop?
You take on Fiston until he's got about half life left,
Oh, and then other one.
and then other one comes in. But it was they died so quick they didn't really give me any problems.
'Cause
Cause as soon as he turned up, I killed his brother just as he was trying to get to me.
All right.
So they were a bit too easy to.
I've just never seen group combat on it.
Oh no, they'll smack you about. They'll get you from every angle. They'll be firing arrows at you. They can't hurt each other.
Because there's like design archetypes on games like this where, you know, only one thing will attack at one time, or if it's off camera, it can't attack or it can't get aggressive unless you're looking at it. You know, just little things like that have been translated into newer games and made as like a paradigm that makes it fair.
Yeah.
And then Dark Souls just kind of been like, fuck this, we're just going to try and kill you in every way
Yeah,
possible.
there's bits that I've got. I've run into room, activate everybody, then run out. So I'll be in a corridor. So they've got to take me on one at a time. They're forced to.
Because they can't all get in.
But then your sword's hitting wall.
That is gay, I've seen that.
You sword hits the wall.
When you
Yeah,
can swipe,
it's too narrow.
you can hit wall and it won't swing. Or you can hit wall, still swing. It's that's a bit broken. But it's really good. I'm looking forward to playing it. It's really addictive. It's really good. But whoever thinks fucking it's better than Skyrim is obviously either shit at Skyrim or.
Well, they sound like completely different games. To be fair, it's not.
Yeah, but there's still like massive.
Dragons.
I think combat, Dark Souls, it's a combat game. I think combat on Skyrim is better.
Oh wow.
I think graphics on Skyrim are a lot better. Like music, everything on Skyrim is just.
Somebody
So
commented.
in other
there.
words, Skyrim is better.
Skyrim feels like it's somebody's been making it for a long, long time.
I don't like.
Dark
I don't
Souls
like
feel like they've knocked
I
it
don't
out
like
in
this
about a
whole
week.
thing that everybody gets into
Oh,
nowadays
they
of
compare it to
comparing things that aren't anything alike.
They are alike.
They're not alike.
They are alike.
Completely different games.
It's the nature of the beast, though, Ryan, isn't it? Stuff getting compared to
I,
other things.
I can see more similarities than differences between them.
Well, just look at when Xbox first came out, PS3 first came out, when there were that massive rage of consoles. What was the big comparison that made no sense at that time? Gears of War, Resistance. One's a first-person shooter, one's a third-person shooter. They couldn't be more different
They've got
yet.
guns in them.
They've got faces and you press buttons.
It's just like this Dark Souls thing. It seems like you say it's about patience. It's about doing the right thing at the right time, dodging, blocking, all this,
Learning.
and learning the game. Skyrim, it just isn't. It just doesn't seem like the same sort of thing at all.
Well, there's a lot of stuff is similar in them, just with the RPGs and stuff like that, and a lot of people compare them, so I guess I kind of bought into that, but in my eyes, I think Skyrim, it don't hold a candle to
It's like
Skyrim at all.
It's like, I just think they're completely different.
Well, there's one for you, right? You know, combat on Fable 3,
Yes.
pile of shit. Would you agree and you like the game? One button combat that is not fun, not intuitive at all, very boring and dull.
It's
Would you
boring,
agree?
yeah.
I'm not knocking the game because I know you
Yeah.
like it, man. I didn't. I thought it was bad. I openly said I didn't like Fable 3's combat on a video, and a guy commented saying, well, if you don't like the combat on that, you won't like Skyrim's because it's only one button as well. And it's like, Fable 3 combat, Bethesda game combat, you can't really say that they're the same, even if it's just one button, because there is a lot you can do with one button. Look at Batman. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Exactly. One button goes a long way if you've got a team of non-retards making the game.
Gears, it's pretty much A, and they do that really well.
Well, yeah, A does everything on Gears, another great example, but it's like, that is a parallel you can't draw.
It's
Because,
a great example until you need to revive somebody.
well,
On first and second, then reviving somebody were awesome.
yeah, but you know the difference is, I actually read one of Cliffy B's tweets. If you want to pick up a weapon, I think it's tap. If you want to pick somebody up, you hold. There's a hold and tap mentality between the two actions that he'll do every time, and I didn't realise, and I tried it, and it does work, but I agree with everybody. Picking shit up on that game compared to 2 and 1 is atrocious.
But yeah,
dude.
so that's Dark Souls. Awesome game, but it's not my game at you. I've also been playing Saints Row, which talk about it enough. I love it, think it's awesome. Definitely a co-op game. I'm glad multiplayer's gone.
You want to get to Dawn rank. Whatever the fuck it was.
Yeah, I've also got Assassin's Creed, same as you, Lummy. I played it. I didn't play it much. Everything else, I want to play more. Altair's got a big ass set of lips on that game. Jesus, he looks like Mick Jagger with a beard.
Beardless Paul Mitchell.
The best thing about Altair as well, he was cool. He was really cool, and now he's like an old man, and he's.
I mean, Ezio.
Well, Altair. Yeah, Ezio. I mean, Ezio. I loved Ezio. I think he was still kind of cool when he got to like middle aged. But on this, he's like, oh, I remember when I was a boy and I used to flirt.
Do you know what's cheesy about it as well? Do when you climb in Fruit City? Should he be doing that at his age?
Oh, it'd be nice if he just went, fuck off!
Everybody send me some.
I am Ezio the Torrente for Baba the Torre. Get away from me.
Just fucking slides past him and slaps him.
Yeah.
But
Climb a cloud of the climb a cloud, and I cannot die even when climbing.
have you got a Windows phone?
Yes. Wait, we're not on about this. We're on about something else.
Yeah, but you've not told me.
Sorry, does it need to know information?
Yeah, it is.
Now the
Oh,
iPhone
sorry.
and Windows Phone.
I've
conflict
given
cannot
my
happen.
iPhone to Debbie because I despise it, and I've moved on to another phone. It happens to be. a
Take
Windows
notes,
phone.
everybody.
A better phone.
Yeah.
That's all Apple Mac kids and
Yeah,
Oh.
How dare you!
I've had them all.
I deal with them every day.
I've got a level playing field. I've had them all.
They don't get viruses, so they're obviously better than Commodore 64.
I get people every day. People phone up going, my iPod's not working. My iPod's not
Do
working.
you get iPod questions?
Yeah, well, iPod, iPhone, everything. And then I love it because I've got to go. You've got to go back to Apple. Fuck off. But yeah. Aside from that,
See that LCD screen on it? You got hammer? What?
but yeah. What else have I played? I played All Zombies Must Die.
New arcade game.
Yeah, it's
You've been.
Isn't that supposed to be similar to that zombie apocalypse?
very similar, but it's cartoonier, and I reckon it's better.
GE.
They've kind of got a very, very bad loot system on it. Where if you kill
Oh.
30 zombies that are on fire, you get firewood and you can put fire on your guns then. But the loot system on it's
I don't
really
know,
bad.
that sounds better than fucking Borderlands.
What?
Oh, he dropped panties. I need eyeballs.
Oh, yeah, that is awful. But I better get to facts about it. It's an arena shooter, an arena twin stick shooter. So I know a lot of people like twin stick
move
things.
between screens.
Yeah, there's a few areas. There's not many, but they all look nice. They're all quite good, so you don't feel as cheap as say Zombie Apocalypse, who are just about 4 levels. The first one, not the new one. And
Excuse me.
yeah, I think it's definitely. I played it with Yasmin, and it's a lot more fun on 2-player than it is on your own. And there's no
Tends
Xbox
to be
Live
the
support.
case with games. They seem to be more fun with people.
Yeah, I think it should have Xbox Live because it'd be fun, but it's local.
Don't have Xbox Live.
No, that's the worst thing
What
about
the
it.
fuck?
And Ryan
A
bought it thinking he could
4-player
play it with me, and
Dual stick shooter.
What
that
was the
doesn't
last game
have
we
Xbox
got
Live.
that did that?
Scott Pilgrim.
Pilgrim.
Scott Pilgrim.
Geometry
But they
Wars.
added it in.
No, they added it in on Scott Pilgrim.
yeah, but
Because we were going to do a
Still.
sequence together, and you had that time at mine when we were playing it for
Oh,
ages. and you went
Geometry
to and
War,
did it. Fucking how can they not have it?
well, it's gonna be.
It's like one
It's
of
one of
these as
them.
well.
If you had a few beers and all your mates
Smile,
around, it'd be
so you
awesome.
need-
But
Yeah, that's it.
That's evil, that achievement.
yeah, it is. I quite like it. I don't like every time you go through an area, though. A gate might ask you to do something, so it's like you've just got past everything. You're nearly dead. You get into the next area to get all your life back.
There's
And like-
talking gates.
Yeah, there's talking gate. It's.
Is it like doors on Fable?
No,
No.
they're actually funny.
It's like a speaker.
I am a bearded door.
But it's like, oh, go kill 30 zombies with sonified, so you got to go set off a police car that makes them all put headphones on and then kill them, which is annoying if you got no life left. But aside from that, it's like a quick 2-minute thing. I don't know why
They
they need to
put
break it
headphones
up. Yeah.
Also, if you set up a siren, they put headphones
Yeah, they
on.
don't
Yeah.
like the sound.
That's quite funny.
It's got some weight.
And it's
It's alright.
that's about all you can really say about it, really, though, isn't it? There's not much more to it than that.
I know there's a quick look up on Giant Bomb that we're going to watch, and I ain't got time to yet, so...
Yeah,
I'll
so
probably check
it's
that out.
definitely fun. It's only 800 points, so it's not too.
It's enjoyable.
It feels 800 points. You don't feel like 1200 points. So I'm alright with it. I think it's quite good. What else have I been playing?
I don't know. I
Can you all remember?
We've not been online.
I'm not you
I got zombies on to phone,
on phone.
which is I made a game with zombies in it, ported to Windows Phone, which is
That indie game into...
yeah, it's really good. I quite like. It's like Smash TV. It's exactly like Smash TV, but with the most genius song ever made. I mean,
He's really famous, the guy that made that.
oh, is he? Does he work for them Team Behemoth? they're called. Castle Crashers.
No.
There's a game in it called Time Viking, like a little side game where you're going up like a tower.
He's the one guy that made everything.
All right. Well, it's called Time Viking, and he looks like the Team Behemoth guy. You know them like square heads with big mouth.
Same
lines.
art style.
Yeah, he looks exactly the same as them, so I just assumed it was them. So it looks identical, not like a copy.
I read a preview in a magazine that were on about, upcoming indie developers, and there's 3 guys that have all made really successful indie games that are kind of, the arcade equivalent of the Braid guy, the Team Behemoth kind of guy, or team, whoever it is, and that kind of thing where they very small teams making very focused and decent, cheaper games.
Yeah, well, I made a game with zombies in it. It's awesome. It's just it's very addictive. It's frustrating though, because there's an achievement for getting through it without dying, and I can't even get far enough to the high score.
Some of that stuff is meant to be hard,
But it's a bit harder because you've got little circles that your thumbs go in, and if you go out that circle, your guy will stop dead. And if you're running from about 50 zombies, and they're all quicker than you.
That's the problem with playing games on phones and iPads and all that stuff. You've got an area where with a pad, you've got your thumb actually physically onto it. You're just on a screen. You can slide all over, and that's.
Yeah.
I played Sonic 4 on phone, and that's the problem I had with it. I enjoyed it. It was Sonic 4. I enjoyed my Sonic games, but only having a screen to slide around on it just frustrated me.
Like some games do it well, like Rocket Riot.
They got USB. Plug your pad in.
Chipping, that'd be awesome.
That would be pretty
To your
awesome.
phone, come on.
You've
Sign up
got
with
to
Android
get
phone.
around something bigger than your phone to be able to play a game on it.
But
When I plug things into my phone, I make
Rocket Riot is a twin stick. Well, a 2-thumb thing, but you ain't got circles. You got one thing. If you're on one side of the screen, wherever you face with your thumb, it'll go in that direction. So you can't slide off. Or other one, you gotta drag back and forth your finger to fire rockets in that direction. And I think it worked really well. It's just a bad game. And if that game did that, even if you slid too far, you're still going in that direction. It'd work a lot better. But it is fun. It's only $2.30, so it's not too expensive. It's definitely very decent. It comes with another game called Time Viking, which is like a tower's getting built beneath you as you run back and forth, and there's loads of stuff dropping on you, and you just got to keep shooting upwards. It sounds very plain, but it's alright.
Sounds like Gallagher, and that sold millions.
Well, it's not as good as Gallagher. And,
Yeah, but how about Gallagher Legion? If you want
that game,
a bedrock of genius, fucking
if
bought
you've
that
got an
too.
eidetic memory,
Yeah,
it's really awesome.
okay.
But
In saying that though, because eidetic is what you read more, isn't it? So it might not be as good, maybe photographic.
eidetic's when you remember everything you see.
But it's all primarily based on what you read.
I'm going off Big Bang Theory because I've got an eidetic memory. I don't forget anything.
Minds.
Oh. Well,
Mine wins. How many seasons?
4,
7.
5. Oh,
God.
Soz right. You've been the connoisseur of Big Bang Theory now. It's shit. Just watched every episode.
I've not watched every episode yet. I've
Oh.
got 5 left.
Well, I still think it's shit, so I'll be on that island.
I think it's
I'm
awesome.
sorry, I've kind of
I don't care, Ryan.
jumped off your ship.
Let's just not talk about it before I punch
You
you
put
all.
your freaking phone on silence.
Fuck up.
Fucking everybody else got the
Is
decency.
it my
to-
turn yet?
No, shut up.
He's going through time.
Go in.
Time Vikings.
I don't think I've played all else.
This need to know game.
Right, Ryan, you may proceed.
Oh, he's got a phone call.
Well, other than everything else everybody else has been playing, obviously there's Saints Row with Lummy, which I've been doing. I've been doing Lord of the Rings with Lummy. And I've just recently got Dungeon Siege 3.
I saw you on that last night.
Which is a lot better than I thought it was. I played the demo and I didn't enjoy the demo at all. And I got it cheap at work and I'm really enjoying it. It's hard, it's challenging, and you've got to dodge quite a lot and block quite a lot to be able to do anything on it. But it's enjoyable. I was looking forward to playing it on co-op, but somebody doesn't have it anymore.
When I told you I didn't have it several times,
Did
I
you-
rented it, and you still
Alright.
thought I had it.
Yeah, but dude, that game's like 19 quid. Brand new.
It's like £4.97.
Really?
Yeah.
£4.97 brand new. What excuses do you have left?
I don't
You've
know.
got a job and everything
That I
now.
said to him, I don't have it. I got it from Love Film
Yeah,
twice, and are you gonna play it later?
Well,
Yeah, just give it 20 minutes.
well, basically, it was cheap at work. I could get that and Rayman for 20 quid, so I was just like, you know what, fuck it. Because I'm going to play Rayman at some point when other people...
Well, Louis got it, hasn't he? So.
What are achievements like on that? Have you checked?
I've not looked through them, to be fair.
Not
But like the
checklists.
other night...
I was looking forward to playing it.
Louis said he'd play it through, he'd have a go at it with me, and I don't know if it was because he didn't want to anymore, or whether because he realised that he's quite far through and he'd have to start again. But then when I was like, oh, I'm going to go on it now if you want to join me, and he was just like, actually, I'm not right bothered. So we went on something else, but I'm looking forward to playing it quite a lot.
Has Luke come out of his gaming funk? Where he got so fatigued with playing the same kind of games, he said he weren't going to touch his console ever again.
He started playing a bit more. Yeah,
Right, I'm going to
creep. He went from level 30 to 45 in time. It took me to go from 30 to 34.
Sure, for now.
Well, I say in time. He played it a lot more.
Did he figure it out, or he just through
He
repetition?
just put loads of time into it.
Yeah.
But yeah, in terms of single player, I've been playing Dungeons 3 quite a bit. I've got a fair way through it. The only problem with it is it's very the saves in it are very frustrating. It doesn't auto save, so to say if you miss a dodge or do something wrong, an enemy can punish you quite quickly. You do have to go back a long way if you haven't saved it in a while, which is quite frustrating.
Welcome to Ninja Gaiden.
But other than that, it's enjoyable to play, and I'm enjoying it so far.
Who are you playing as?
Fire Woman.
I played as Gun Woman.
Yeah, I know. That's why I didn't choose her because I thought we'd be playing together.
Can't believe you
She was
actually
the best
pick
one.
women.
I don't know.
No, there's
No,
like
I don't get that.
an old guy.
There's an old guy that's a mage who looks shit, and then there's a guy that looks like he could be decent with a big sword, and his face looks like he's got downs. So
As opposed to uppers.
yeah,
And then she looks fit.
she
She
was
was
the
the
best.
best fit as she wants. I don't want to watch her run around for 20 hours.
She
She looks quite cool. She's got like all like
She was the best character
flowing
there. But I
robes
saw
and
that you
stuff.
had her, and you can't play as the same character when you're playing co-op. So I thought, plus there's an achievement for defeating a boss as them too. So I thought,
Yeah. As far as characters go, for, like on that game, all them people look pretty crappy. But that woman that I picked, I don't know what she's called, Russian woman. She
Anna.
looks. It's like
Katrina.
women usually look pretty shit on
isn't
games.
she
They're
called
not-
Katrina?
Something like that. I'm not sure if you know. But she looks quite hard, and she's like well designed. I thought they'd done well on her, and everybody else looks shit on her.
I don't think my lady looks too bad.
Can you
I
change
know
what
she's
they
on
wear?
fire rate for time.
Not when I'm playing as a she isn't.
Well, I've got her running
Well, she's
around
not
me.
a
She's usually on
pyromancer.
fire, so I can't remember what she looks
She
like.
can
aside from
change
that.
forms. So
Can you change your form into a cool looking dude?
no.
I've never been a fan of running around as women on games because I'm not a woman.
I'm also a woman on Fallout.
Dude, you're also a woman on everything.
I'm not.
It's like you're trying to fucking tell me something. Have you got high heels somewhere? I watched a serial killer documentary last night, so I'm watching you.
Trying to think of games I actually play as women on. I think only one that I do
I did it on
is
Dead Island.
I do it on Battlefield. No, not Battlefield.
Left 4
What am I
Dead.
about? On Border.
Yeah, I didn't want to play her on fucking Left 4 Dead.
I didn't want to be chuffing Black Lewis, but I was Blue War.
I wanted to be. I like Black Lewis because you
I
can
like
go
Black
Lewis.
I wanted to be Belichick, but it's chuffing.
I only thing I play as a woman on is Borderlands. That's because my character
Gears.
corrupted.
Yeah, but Lilith is actually one of the better
No.
characters on that game. isn't
Gears
it?
don't count because you only play as a woman on that because
To
you've
get
got
your
to.
Onyx.
Yeah,
No, it's not.
No, you did it through choice. I do.
I don't. I play as
Yeah,
Carmine.
yeah, further reinforcing.
Yeah,
you like to play as
Bernie.
women.
I want to be
I
Bernie 'cause I love all women.
I just love the scent.
Because she's cool. In books, she's awesome. And
Yeah,
then
and in
I
games
think
she's
she
like,
looks- I think
"This
she
is bloody
looks cool.
awesome."
She sounds like she's a 12-year-old Australian, which does my head in.
I've been banging Hoffman.
Trying to sound like she's old. Like, bloody brilliant. Oh,
Gotta
cheers,
get a
bro.
Foster's. Fuck off.
But,
Sam for the win.
no against Australians, alright?
No, I've already had my Australian conversation.
Oh, right. Well,
Thanks to Dead Island. Everyone's like, oh, we're so bloody Australian that I'm not even Australian. It's like, no, it's like, you know those people that pretend to be English?
yeah.
Or British. And it's just like, come on, man.
Unless it's a chuffing, what's he called?
Jason
Peter
Statham.
Molyneux bloody game where he's gone to Devon and fished out everybody there and put them in a game, and they're all chuffing. Everybody across the world thinks we all sound like farmers.
Dying for a fag.
Bit of rage there.
Anyway, Ryan, back to what you were saying.
Yes, multiplayer wise, I have been on Battlefield a bit more than I was when we last talked.
The pros of having a functioning disc.
Yeah, basically. It's
Throws
one
up
of,
getting in a tank with Lummy and leveling up
it's-
4
it's-
times in one tank session.
it's one of them things where it's like you come online and you don't know what you fancy playing. You see a few people on it and you think, you know what, I'll just give it a bash. And I had a really good time, so it was enjoyable, especially getting in a tank with Lummy and dicking some
I
people.
used to be your tank man. What happened?
They were funny though, because he got in tank with me and he's like,
I
I just
woke up.
unlocked something. I just unlocked something else.
Yep.
I just unlocked something else. It's like, yeah.
It's like, get out, repair, get back in.
Pass
And then
the
if he-
hydraulics on.
And then if he's fighting a tank, I don't stay in the machine gun. I get out and fire rockets at him with him and get back in.
I've been doing this shit for years, right?
Yeah, man.
Catch on.
He wrote this book.
I've always been Lemmy's man.
I like how there's competition to be my wingman. I quite like it.
You know that me and you have been tank
Whole body
buddies for
rock
ages.
scissors.
Yeah, but you don't play Battlefield.
I haven't been on it lately. I'm
don't
gonna.
play- you don't really play-
I'm fucking taking my place back. You're going down, right?
So I've got Steve.
Have Steve.
Cuddly Steve.
Lummy and Steve. There's no. We did rip on Steve last podcast a bit.
No,
No, you
You
ripped
did.
on Steve.
It's not my fault. Steve has a shit internet,
Back to this.
ruining my trench
you
game.
played with him once and you're ripping on him.
Yeah, because no, I'm on about when he ruined Trenched for us. Even though it was fun.
So we didn't
I
really
like,
at all.
I like Steve.
have you got it out of your system then?
I'm only playing. I
But-
like it.
is
but
the air clear?
while we're on the subject of Steve, get online so we can finish Lord of the Rings, please. Fuck
Yeah,
uni
good point.
work.
You've got the ring, Steve.
We need it back so we can finish the game. But yeah, I've been playing a lot of Lord of the Rings. I've been playing a lot of Saints Row. As them two games, well, they're two of the cheapest games I bought this year, and they're two of my favourite games of the year. So, well, last year obviously because it's. But
well, I get it.
I've really enjoyed them both, and so yeah, it's been pretty
Rest.
decent. Other than that, I've been on my PC again because
You know how it is.
you know how it is. It's just it just has to be
Lollygagging.
done. Been doing some
You're going to take us into Game of the Year then, Roy?
I think it is time to talk about Game of the Year, even though some people may have ideas already of what ours are.
We kind of need some transition music there. Like,
Some
Give me
uncopyrighted.
There we go.
So yeah, because Aiden was such a fag before, we're going to start with Aiden.
Game at year.
Well, how are we setting this out then? Are we going to go through
I think we should all
different
go
genres?
for who wants. I think we should just all discuss them all and then choose the top 5 collectively.
collectively? Is that what? Does everybody concur?
Yeah.
Commander Wolf?
What
Make it so.
main contenders?
Are we going
Really?
to? Are we going to do?
Well, what games do we think out of last year stand quite a margin
are we
above the
separate?
other
Are we
ones?
separating arcade from full?
Yeah,
games?
This
Yeah.
has got to be games. We
Yeah.
can't have arcade games.
Yeah.
And that's not saying that there aren't good arcade games. They're not full retail.
Yeah.
Right then, I'll start. Skyrim.
Skyrim's on the table. Does anybody have anything against Skyrim being on the
See,
table?
Skyrim, I can't really comment on it because I haven't played it.
But at the same time, you must acknowledge that this has got to be.
Oh,
some
I
fucking-
acknowledge that it exists.
There is a zeitgeist happening right now where everybody's talking about blooming Skyrim. Everyone's like having their own little experiences. It's
Yeah.
like a culture that's going on that me and you aren't a part
It's-
of,
it's-
but we appreciate.
It's,
Yeah.
it's one of them games that not everybody obviously, but nearly everybody's picked up. Even them people that don't play a lot of Xbox games and don't play a lot have
Well,
gone out and picked
definitely.
it up.
Apparently, the FIFA COD community have gone out
Have
and
joined on. Yeah.
picked it up.
It's like, look at it
So
like this. Danielle mentioned Skyrim to me. I've never said Skyrim to her before. She knew about it
Yeah.
because of her friends going from being, not really gamers to playing this game called Skyrim.
The amount of people
It
online
is a big thing.
that don't game, they don't know anything about
Yeah.
games, and you hear them mentioning it because either their boyfriends are so
just
into
for that
it or-
alone,
Yeah,
you've
you've
got
gotta
to
respect it.
you've got to
It's
like.
it's massive.
Yeah.
It's huge.
And which is why it's on the table. We can't knock that off.
Any
That's gotta
more
be-
you want to chuck
Right.
on the table?
Gears 3.
You see,
Definitely.
I think Gears 3 is easily one of the best sequels we've had this year for what it's done,
I don't think it's a game of year contender though.
but at the same time, it is so very similar to what Gears has always been. And I lost my save on it, which fuck do.
But there's that much stuff there. That every weekend's an event. There's that much stuff that they're keeping alive with. Horde is fantastic. I love how they've reimagined Horde. The DLC so far, that Ram Shadow is really good. But map packs, seriously, bullshit. That first one were obviously bits that just chopped out at game. But aside from that, I think it's easily definitely one of the big releases of the year, and I really enjoyed it. I still enjoy it. Definitely one of my favourite multiplayer games.
My biggest restraint against it at this moment in time, as far as, well, from losing my save, is that we've all paid for this season pass, and they've not really come through on anything yet except for Rams DLC.
Yeah, because they say the first
I
4 or the first 5 you get for free.
Yeah.
Have you seen the new one that's coming out?
Which
Yeah,
is
that Phoenix
basically
Rising.
Achievements are bullshit.
it's basically achievements for doing stuff like you
You've
think,
already
oh,
done
maybe I
9
could do in
times.
game, and then
Yeah, get to
Oh,
level 100. Get to level 100 twice.
Oh, those fucking up and again, or whatever it's
Yeah.
called.
So, but fucking seriously, is there for stuff like that?
see, there's an achievement. I think it's 75G for getting every ribbon. Now I thought that achievement would be an original set, so it's kind of like, oh, we could have put it in original set, so let's put it in this set.
It's
Yeah,
because
and
it's
you
going to be
know
the first
my-
2000 game, isn't it? They just put in the...
They're just making it bullshit. That's what
You know my previous file? Fighting against bots for all the matches I did, I needed 3 ribbons.
Yeah.
I had over 1,000 double kill ribbons. And it's all gone.
Any more you want to throw out? To
Deus
well,
Ex.
I definitely agree about that.
I was going to say Deus Ex stuff.
A personal one that nobody will agree with.
You're going for that.
Rage.
No, Rage.
no,
Fuck Rage.
Rage is out.
There's no
Sorry,
way
but
Rage
no.
is going
I
for
love Rage. I think Rage is awesome. I
Rage
think
is
that's-
a waste of
Well-
21 gig on my hard drive.
Let's give Aiden room to speak now to defend this game, because I am passionately against Rage. I know you are, but I've played a little bit more than you, right? So I've got more of a voice here. But why would you say it deserves to be side by side with Gears 3 and Skyrim so far?
I think not as... it's not going to get Game of the Year, but personally for me, it's got a thing there that I like, not what any other people do. I like everything about it. I think the shooting's solid. I think the story and
Shooting's
setting's
solid.
quite good. Ain't big enough. It's definitely not big enough. There's not enough side stuff to do, but it's definitely got a lot of character. I like the racing on it. I think I hate the rally racing going back and forth, but I do like the racing on it. I think it's a good mechanic to break it up, and bombing around in
racing
buggies is
weren't
cool.
too bad. But out of all first-person shooters that's been released this year that we could talk about possibly being on this list, do you think Rage is better than other ones we could mention?
It's just for the amount of fun I had with it. For me, it is. I know it's not going to get Game of the Year. I know it's not. It doesn't deserve Game of the Year. But for me, I had so much fun with it.
yeah, but there's a difference between getting the Game of Year and being on the list.
Well,
'cause
it is on my list.
I can appreciate that.
For
But
pure fun, it's on my list.
It's
why
like-
does it
but
deserve to be on our list?
That's why when
Well, it doesn't. It's not going
Because
to be on our list.
objectively,
But for me, it is.
objectively look at it and say, what about that game would make anybody play it and think that it is one of the best contenders of this year? Would you say objectively? Because I know it's your bread and butter, dude. It was my bread and butter. I was creaming at the start of that game. John Goodman, enough said. But by the end of that game, I wanted to sell it, and I never sell games.
I don't know. They'll just. I think it's all. If there were more RPG elements, I'd have chuffing. I'd never stop playing it till I got them all. But that's the thing that it was missing. But I love the setting. I love the characters. I loved. Just it had like a character to it that other games have. Like Halo's got its own sort of vibe, and Rage had that vibe, and for some reason I really loved it. It's like I did with Far Cry 2.
Halo movie.
Oh my god, don't even start. The thing is, I played Rage. I've played a bit of it, and the bits that I haven't played, I've watched Chris's guides, and I'm glad that I didn't go any further. Even though I've still got it, and I still plan on finishing it.
But when you
because
say
I
you
like
played a little bit, you hadn't.
I have.
You've done
you got to,
nothing.
like, first place, didn't you, for settlement?
I've
Still
done
played it.
some missions.
Yeah, but it's not enough
Played it
to have
longer than me.
experienced anything.
But the thing with this is, Rise actually got a really good point here, because imagine we're not the people we are, these avid gamers that will play pretty much anything for whatever
Yeah.
reason. Imagine we're the guy that gets one game a year.
Imagine you're the guy that gets out of the vault and turns it off.
hello,
Well, no,
that's me.
Your average Joe gamer who picks up one game a year, who's not massively into everything, so he doesn't know, who developers are, he doesn't know, what this mechanic is, or what exactly what he's doing. He just likes to sit down with your game and enjoy an experience. He gets Rage, he puts
Get
it
to
in,
where I am.
and does he do what Ryan does? What in that first part of that game keeps him playing that didn't keep Ryan playing?
He doesn't appreciate how good John Goodman is.
John Goodman's good, dude, but Johnny disappears.
I must admit, the one thing that worked against it a lot for me is I had a lot of other games that I would prefer to play.
You've always got a lot of other games, right? That's your curse.
That's my yes. Just like I'd like to finish Assassin's Creed, but I've got too many other games to play. So that did work against it, but even now I still have no desire to put it back on. And
Well, it's definitely on my list, and final game.
Well, 1 second, dude. I just want to say, thing with me with Rage is when I started playing that game, the reason I played it and I played more of it was to see if it got better, and it never did.
Oh.
Because I wanted it to be this big thing. Because when we first saw it, in those screenshots, and it was like that sandy village, and they were throwing words around like Borderlands, like Fallout.
Yeah.
We got Rage, which, in all intents and purposes, is Doom with buggies and a hub that is very small.
It just feels like
I like the monocle.
if they if they made a sequel now, if they said sod selling this as an engine, which they did, they just kept.
Well,
going,
next Doom's going to be on Rage engine.
I couldn't give a shit about Doom. I never will again.
Yeah, but you just played fucking Doom in essence.
Yeah, but
Doom with shops.
Doom with everything gaffer taped together, which I love.
Do we agree then that it doesn't make the
Yeah,
collective
we'll agree with that.
So we're taking
So
Rage off.
actually, I'll put 2 more games on. Dark Souls, already been through that. I know I made it sound worse than what it is, but is that
see,
when were Dead Space 2? Was that this year?
Dead Space 2 was this year, and Dead Space 2 is on this list. I will fight that to the fucking bone.
Do I get to make my suggestions?
Yeah.
Well, I didn't realise anyone was going to give 5. I thought we were going to take
I
it in
thought we were
turns.
yeah.
We should really go around and each put one forward, but Aiden did everything.
Oh, yeah.
Thanks,
Oh,
Aiden.
yeah, right.
Thanks for listening.
No, I thought we were doing like
We'll
this.
do it that way.
I was a bit like.
I've got a couple I want to mention,
sorry.
but not
No,
put
'cause
on
we
list
could
as
screw
well.
each other,
So.
'cause- well, let's discuss Dark Souls first, because dude, I appreciate Dark Souls maybe more than anybody in this room aside from you, because you're into it. But I don't think it stands next to some of
The
these
thing
games.
with a game of the year is it's got to be good for everyone. A game of the year is something
Dark
that
Souls is not that game.
everybody's going to look at.
If it's got to be good for everyone,
No,
then there's not going to be this
No,
list. is gonna
Dude,
be
No,
shit.
but
that's not my argument. My argument is Dark Souls is Demon Souls. It's pretty much just a sequel. They've changed almost nothing. You ask anybody about it, they are so close, those games, the spiritual successors. And I'm not saying we shouldn't have sequels, I'm just saying it's not enough of what it does to warrant being where it is.
It's on 360. It's enough
Well,
fun.
that's-
That's what's doing it for me.
That is cool, but the advancements in it to make it a game that everybody can enjoy, or a game that everybody can say, yes, this is as good as Skyrim, this is as good as X, I don't think it has.
When I say everybody's got to enjoy it, what I mean is, if people are listening to this and they like what we're talking about and they're suggesting this game, I'm going to go play it. The amount of people that would enjoy something like Gears or Deus Ex is vastly outnumbering the amount of people that are going to enjoy
It's
Dark
really
Souls.
not. It is really not. Everybody all over the internet, all over the world, is going fucking crazy about Dark Souls.
Yeah, but
I didn't hear that for Deus Ex.
it's only shipped 2 million copies.
Everything I read or hear about it, everybody's saying good things about it. So I just assumed it would be doing massive.
Not really. There's niche communities for everything, dude.
But all I hear is good stuff about it. So I just
Yeah, because you're not looking for the bad stuff. All I
It's
hear
like
is
all
bad
you
stuff.
like
Games
is the bad
TM,
stuff about Lord of
in
the Rings.
Games 10, which is I think is the best magazine because it's just unbiased and it's.
Yeah, but dude, you do realise there's a difference
And they
between
gave it-
critical respect and commercial respect.
Yeah, but I always Games TM seems to be the magazine that I trust, and I'll get every month because I just think it's a good magazine. They gave Dark Souls 10 out of 10 and Skyrim 9 out of 10. That's the biggest thing that's made me falter with them.
Yeah, but it's a counterculture thing. Dark Souls stands as everything that people do not want in games, but there is a certain bunch of people that revel in that. In the whole, you can't pause it.
I don't think anybody
you
likes
tell
that.
somebody you can't pause a game, and average person will go, "That's fucking stupid."
Yeah.
You say that to a psychopath that likes Dark Souls and loves anything like that. That's
Nobody
completely
will like
counter
the
against
fact
it. They'll be
you
like,
can't
"Yeah,
pause."
it keeps it. It's like arcade games. It's all skill. It's old school. It's hardcore." They'll throw those words around.
In arcade games, you could take a piss before you start playing it.
Yeah, but you come fucking Donkey Kong. You'd be pissing in change tray,
Like Chiffin, a documentary, and that Steve Weeby guy who got
like piss bags and stuff. Yeah.
What the fuck were he doing? He were in it. When he did that high score of the year, he ran it for 6 hours. How did he not?
Well,
He was fucking seeing
Could
stuff
have
in sepia.
I sit with my basement with the videotapes. I did 48 hours on the Star Wars machine.
Oh, he moved, like the world judge on stuff,
Yeah.
who thought he were awesome because he lived in his mum's basement.
But back to Dark Souls
Yeah.
anyway. When somebody gives me a comment on YouTube and asks, "Would you recommend Dark Souls?" I say no. And my main reason for it is a lot of the people that asks are just the average folk who like to play games.
Yeah.
They don't like to overthink it. They just enjoy what they are.
You've got to be a pretty hardcore.
I bet some people though think they're not like that. Will play that, and as soon as they get like, I'll admit the start of Dark Souls don't do it justice. But once you get into it, I bet people would.
But
you know,
people
you
don't put enough time into games to get that far.
People
People
don't finish.
Some people would.
Average people don't finish games, dude. They don't finish them. They'll play them for a few hours and they'll never touch them. You're looking at a person that'll put a game in and he just wants to lose himself in that game. You don't want to walk forward and get killed by the first fucking enemy and then be back where he walked to before, because he'll just turn it off. It's like, I know people that Call of Duty is. They'll get killed in the first part of the game because they're getting a load of shots, and then they'll turn it off and never play it again.
Well, how many people play COD online but don't do campaign?
Well, yeah, just look at that type of person. And you know, if you say, what's Dark Souls multiplayer like? You cut off 1/3 of an audience. Are these people that don't even touch campaigns? So to them,
there's a multiplayer in it.
Dark Souls is garbage, but they're in because you're invading other people's games, and you're just, it's just like a counter co-op.
People join your game and help you as spirits.
Dude, it's not a competitive multiplayer.
Well, if you get invaded, it's competitive.
It's not competitive at all, dude, because you're not getting scores. You're not getting. There's not two teams against each other.
If they invade you, dick you though. They get I
think you've got to understand, Aiden, that you're fighting a losing battle.
Why?
You're trying to argue.
Dark Souls is a great game,
yeah,
and it seems like you're all saying it's not.
No,
we're not saying
it's a good game. It's not game of the year.
Yeah, we're not saying it's a bad game. We're just saying it's a good game for a certain set of people.
Yeah, I'm going for what is my favourite games of the year, and it's definitely up there.
I'm just saying, dude, I don't think it's on this list.
I won't put it on it.
And it's a collective thing, this, dude, so we've got to be as objective as we can.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, for my game, I know that's not going to make it. I know Rage ain't going to make it.
Then why are you defending it so fervently?
No, because I'm saying it's one of my games of the year.
I get that, dude. I'm just saying...
This is our
game. But I'm also opposing...
It's like I could say, if I wanted to choose my game of the year, I could say, Sonic Generations, and I could say Halo Anniversary, because for both them games, nostalgia for Halo Anniversary, brilliant. I loved every second of it. Me and Ryan were like, this is how we remember this game, and then swapping it back over and all this. And I'd put them on the table,
I'm
but
not going to dispute either, because I've not played either.
But it's not our... It won't be our game at year, so
I
I'm
could
not going to
dispute
put
it
it
immediately.
there.
Like, Halo CE, I don't think that could be on the list purely because
that's why
it's an older game that's been remade.
Putting it on the list.
I'm not arguing, dude. I'm just saying. I understand what you said, but at the same time, I don't think it can sit on this list because it's 2011 game of the year. It's not 2004 or whatever when it fucking came out. And don't get me wrong, that CE is probably a great game. I've got it on my love film list. I'm looking forward to playing it because my memories of Halo are hatred and overrated bag of shit. And I'm hoping to change that.
But when we co-op, like on Halo 3 and stuff, they were always
Halo
fun.
Reach co-op, fantastic.
Halo co-op is good. Anything.
Yeah.
Gang rape, lynching, always fun. I think we've got that past there, but can you understand why we don't want to put Dark Souls on this list, dude? Nothing personal against the game or you, just as...
Dark Souls off.
Is that okay?
My list is definitely on. Dark Souls is off.
Yeah, go to www.trwadenslist.com for Aiden's personal list.
Yep. And
just put Dark Souls with Far Cry.
So what are you putting on officially? Skyrim, Deus Ex, and the what one? Dead Space.
Does anybody got anything to say?
Gears.
Dead Space 2?
Gears.
We never said if Gears were on because I know you had an opinion against it. What do you feel, Rye?
I enjoyed it, but
is it a game of the year?
I don't think it should be. I think we can argue why it should be around be near a top 5 contender, but I don't think it. For me,
I think for the amount of fun we've had from it, it should definitely be up there. We've all played it together.
Yeah.
We've played a lot of it. We've played like.
I don't think it's a top.
Put into it and enjoyed
it's not
it.
a top 3 game.
It's
not
made
top
it
3
up there.
Well, what are we doing? Are we going to get like a pool of games and then from them?
Yeah, we'll go with that.
All right. Yeah. We'll get off my fucking gigantic list.
Does it deserve to be in the pool?
Yeah,
to deliberate. I agree on that. Yeah, cause
when thinking about Horde and all that, it does deserve.
You see, the thing is, for me, there's a lot of different type of gamers. There's people that like playing long single player games on their own. There's people that like competitive multiplayer, and I like playing co-op. If I go online on my Xbox and there's nobody online, a lot of the time I'll just turn my Xbox off and do something else.
Yeah.
I like playing with people. I like having a chat. I like playing co-op. So for me, Gears is brilliant because it's co-op and we played through it together. And then Horde's co-op. And I enjoy it, so for me it's got to be at least in the pool.
Biggest pro for Gears is regardless of who you are as a gamer and your tastes, there is something on Gears that will satisfy what you want.
Yeah.
Chest eyeballs.
Exactly. Big fat necks, bandanas. And they've even got Friar Tuck hair now, receding, all that good stuff. Got it all.
Right,
Do you want to throw one in, dude?
Saints Row 3.
I'm not going to argue that one bit.
Because I don't think I've had more fun on a game all year. I'd like to... I'm gonna chuck them in pretty quick, actually, to be honest. I'd like to put Battlefield 3 on there as well, but the multiplayer I love, the campaign I didn't.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of saying with Batman, the story I love, but the challenges I didn't. So I don't know if it's worth putting that in there or not. But the one definite one I will say is Saints Row 3.
I think we can all comfortably say right now Saints Row 3 is in this.
Yeah.
Is in the pool and in the fucking list. If it's not, there's something wrong with this.
Yeah, because it's just... It's silly, it's over the top, but it's fantastic.
It's got problems, don't get me wrong.
Oh yeah,
it's got
all glitches.
Everybody's going to
and
be
stuff,
done with
but-
it soon as well. It's not got that much length.
But for what it is, I think we can sign that off.
I'll tell you what, it really annoyed me with it. When I got it from ShopTo, I'll not put prices on table, but the day after Christmas, 15 quid on Amazon.
Fucking hell.
Yeah, it did drop in price.
That is
very
quite a
quickly.
diminished value.
Yeah.
That.
It did drop in price very quickly, which
So
is why I got it.
yeah,
So
but
Saints Row
I'll go with Saints. I'm fine with that and all. I know I didn't mention it.
I
but
just like to mention as well, I'm not putting this on the list, but for people like FIFA, the FIFA this year has been the best one for a while.
Have
So,
you got over the whole tackling thing?
yeah, after I've got over that, it's a brilliant game. It's brilliant with friends. Online's brilliant, and the fact that you do challenges, like there's challenges and events on Gears and Halo. The fact that they put it on FIFA as well, it's just showing that that's way forward in gaming.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm not putting it on table for game of the year. I'd just like to mention that it's
good point.
it's a good game at year. Not a good game in this year. Sorry.
Oh, we got you, dude.
as a personal thing, what would you throw on as your personal favourites?
I don't know, because
Would you put Sonic up there?
no, I understand that Sonic for me were brilliant and I really enjoyed it, but it's not worth putting on a game at your list on anybody's list because it's not. Yeah, it's good, but it's not worth being elevated to the status of a contender.
Yeah, but for your list, as Lummy,
for
would
my
you put
list,
yours
for my
right
list,
top?
game of year for me is Halo Anniversary. For my list,
I honestly think that should be eligible. Loads of people have done Game of the Year, like big sites have put Halo on it. So yeah. Are you gonna chair this right?
Well, to be fair, after what everybody said, I'm not sure there's much else that we can.
Well, you know your favourite games.
My favourite games of the year.
Yeah.
I've got Halo. I've got Saints Row. I've got everything
Deus
that
Ex.
I've got everything that everybody's already said. So
Yeah, but Skyrim. Is Skyrim up there?
not for me.
Skyrim's not up there.
I enjoyed Skyrim. I enjoyed playing it, but I wouldn't say it was the favourite game that I've played all year. I'm a co-op kind of person, and playing a single player game for that long gets boring, no matter what it is. I
Yeah.
enjoyed it, but it's not a game of the year for me.
And
What do you want to throw in?
Did we
Chris?
get rid of? Or do we go through Battlefield? How do you feel
Well,
about that?
I've suggested it, but I don't think it should be a contender. Multiplayer's brilliant, but other than that,
As a game as a whole,
Yeah,
Yeah.
as a whole. I haven't tried co-op. That's my biggest problem with that game at the minute. I
it's
want to try
it's
it.
worth trying though. You need
Well, it's
to try
not. It's
it.
not that I don't want to, because there's achievements in it, and I want to record it. But it's like
Yeah.
when my disc's not working, I've not gone near it.
Yeah.
And when I've listened to a few people, it's been half and half. Half of the people have thought it were good, other half have been like, it's a bag of shit.
there's also going to be a sour taste in my mouth about Battlefield as well, just for the post-launch shit that was the multiplayer. How shit I thought the campaign was. The fact they fucking managed to drag it out onto 2 discs and still fucking have you install 1.2 gig for chuffing textures
2
and
gig
then
for update.
2 gig for the
Yeah.
that Karkand thing. It's, I don't know, it's just left a sour taste in my mouth. I do want to play a lot more. I do want to get good at multiplayer, and I know I'll enjoy it, but for me, it's
the
definitely...
only bad thing for
No.
me about Battlefield 3, and I know I'm going to sound a bit, I don't know. I've always said to people you can't compare it to Bad Company 2 because they're different series of games. But in terms of how much fun I had with Bad Company 2, with all your guys playing it, it just doesn't live up to the same
But
standard.
you said
Yeah,
the other day
I agree
that you've come into it late.
Yeah.
You're level 8, we're
Yeah.
level 30s.
Yeah.
It's like you're playing against higher players straight away, so the learning
Yeah.
learning curve's a lot higher for you.
But I still do alright, and I play well, and I enjoy it. It just... I know they're completely different games, and I know I'm the one person that tells everybody off for comparing them, but it's just not Bad Company 2 for me.
I can get that. But I was surprised by Battlefield 3. I didn't want to buy it, and then when I got it, I enjoyed campaign, and multiplayer seemed really, really fun. But I'm with Lummy on as far as I don't think it's on this list.
No.
Same way I don't think Modern Warfare
Right.
3 should be on this list.
Do you know what? I were hoping Modern Warfare 3 wasn't even going to get mentioned.
Well,
I just thought
I
that
know.
a second ago.
You've
I'm
got to
not
mention it
mentioning
because
I knew
Battlefield
Chris
3 is
would
Modern
mention
Warfare
it.
3,
Yeah.
isn't it? It's like, we can't make an argument about any Call of Duty being on this fucking list because it's been the same since 4. They bring nothing new.
Whilst you were nipped off as well, Aiden made the argument that Anniversary should be on the list because a lot of places are gearing it game of the year.
All the big websites are stuff saying it's definitely up
Because
here.
As a person,
It
he said to me
didn't come out
what
this
he said
year.
to me it was a personal
Yeah, but it
preference.
did.
It didn't though because it's a game that's
You
I don't
gotta
think
get
we
where he's
made,
coming from.
But
dude. I
I
can't
think
see it on
if
this
these
list.
two,
It's not a new
if
game.
these two believe it should be on top of the list,
You
then
can
I
say-
think it should be.
You can't.
But
You
it's
know,
up to them two,
I
they
get where
played,
Chris
I
is
haven't.
coming from
Dude,
because
it's
it's an old
collective.
game.
It's not because I don't want a Halo on the list. I don't mind. It's a case of
It's an
it's
old
got to be a
game.
game. We've just said no arcade games this year. It's like saying let's put Resi fucking 4 on. That's high def. That's a new game.
Yeah.
When it's not.
It's a good point. I'll give that one. I'll accept
It's
that
just
one.
not a personal thing. It's just like me going, I think Ninja Gaiden Sigma should be on this. That's been made
I wish I
3
mentioned Resi 4
times.
now.
You can't put it on this list because everybody's played 9 different versions
if
of
they-
it.
if they'd
It's
have
like Sonic CD. That's new because it's come out
Yeah.
on arcade.
If
Get it
If
in.
they'd have changed it, then maybe, but it's the same game. They have-
Actually, one thing I would say is if they'd remastered the original Halo multiplayer, I'd probably concede on that because the fact that they just threw in Reach's multiplayer. Worst thing about that game for me, which I've not played yet, so I don't
Halo
really have
2
much
is
of an
best
opinion
Halo
on it.
multiplayer by far.
Yeah.
Never played it. Never. I didn't get Xbox Live till.
The reason
do
I
you
got
guys
Xbox
want
Live.
Anniversary on the list because
I'm
at the end
just
of the
saying,
day,
I
concede that
it
it
is
shouldn't
our
be on
list,
it.
so it's not just me being like fucking
I'm just
guys.
thinking if these two think it should be strongly enough, then I think it
I
should
don't-
be.
to be honest,
but
I
it's up to
don't.
them two played
I,
it. So.
I don't. It's a good game
It's-
and it's
what do you think?
brilliant
It's
and
should be-
everything like that, and it's brilliant for nostalgia. But it's like you say, it's a 10-year-old game.
Yeah, that's my only thought.
It's not even that. It's a very personal game. You will enjoy it if you enjoyed
the original.
one.
Yeah.
You will enjoy it if you want to go back and play it. It's a very personal game. If you enjoyed the first one, you will have moments in it that you remember, and you'll have moments in it that make you like it. If you didn't like the original, or you didn't play the original, it's not going to be the same. It's not going to be a game of the year. So
Well, I'm just saying if you're
It's
two.
not
like what
I
we've said.
was just saying if
I
you're two
don't
thought
think-
strongly if it should be, then I think it should have
I
been. But
think
if
no.
obviously
I
you
think
don't,
no.
so no.
it's a personal game. It's a game that's always going to mean something to me, but not to everybody.
So
And I think we appreciate that, dude, because like we said, we're not knocking its accolades.
Mhm.
It's just the case that it is not a game,
Yeah.
a new game of 2011. Especially if we go, because this is not us saying that these are bad games, because we're looking at some fantastic games through this that we've got to cut for various reasons.
Great. That's what I meant to say as well. What do you think about Dead Space 2 being on it? I know you've played it and you haven't said a lot about it, so.
I haven't finished it.
Oh, you've not finished
What
it.
did you
I've
like
lent
about
my
it?
disc to
What did you
people.
think?
Ryan's got the tendency to lend a game to somebody and forget who he's lent it to.
Oh.
Anyway,
Because I think Dead Space 2 is one of the best games this year, by far. I wasn't the biggest fan of its multiplayer, but that single player,
I enjoyed it.
I enjoyed everything about it.
I did enjoy it, and I don't know why. I don't know why I didn't finish it. To be fair, I got to a bit where I got stuck on it because it was hard. Because when on the harder difficulties, it is hard.
It's a tough game, yeah.
And I got to a bit where I was stuck, so I was having a rest. Because normally when I have a rest and I go back to it, I have a fresh
Come back
look
with
on
it,
it, and
yeah.
it's fine.
Yeah.
And then I lent it to somebody and lost track with it. But I did enjoy what I played of it. It was more of and better than the first one, and yeah, I enjoyed it. It was a good game.
See, I'm the only person who can't really comment on it because I haven't played it. But what I've seen of it, it does look a good game.
It's
I'm gonna
like-
borrow it.
Visually,
No, it's not my. I won't play it. You know, I won't play it. I watch. It's not what I do. It's
I
not
think
the
once-
game I play.
If you manage to get past maybe the first bit, you
It's not
keep
my
going.
kind of
'cause
game.
It's not scary.
It's not my kind of
not.
game, though, is it?
Fisting,
visually,
a lot scarier.
scale, all that kind of stuff, it's so much bigger, it's so much grander, and it's performed so much well. But the thing with that game for me is it has the most enjoyable third-person shooting in any game I've ever played, because you aim and you shoot, you do damage, and if you're good at shooting and you're good at aiming, most fun you can have. You take a leg off, it's
so it
down.
kind of feels like a first-person shooter, even though it's a third-person
it's literally
shooter.
like, you know when you play Gears and you're putting 9 million bullets in that locust before he barrel rolls, and you
Yeah.
kind of like, if there were only a way to make this a bit quicker, then you get your sniper rifle and you're like, I get it now, there's this give and take between weapons.
Yeah.
And then you play Kane and Lynch 2 and you're like, why is this shotgun more accurate than every other gun on this game at any range? It makes no sense. But Dead Space 2, you know where you stand. You point, you aim, they die. If they don't
Also
die,
feels
you made a
awesome.
mistake.
When, you know, like they're crawling at you.
Stampede.
And both the chuffing tentacles, and you just flip your thing around and blow both the
What
tentacles off. It feels so good.
What Dead Space 2 you showed me, where you had that gun that had like a saw on it underneath?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
Oh, yeah, Ripper.
yeah. So
Most
I have
overpowered-
seen bits in it then. 'cause
Most
you've shown me,
overpowered
yeah.
gun ever. That
like-
Ripper is awesome.
Them death sequences, they're pretty much different every time they happen, where you just get eviscerated or your head falls off, and it's just... I can argue that all day, that game, about being on this list.
So is there all new you want to add to this? Because mainly we're looking at now Dead Space, Skyrim, Gears.
The thing
Deus
I'm
Ex.
finding,
Deus
the thing I'm
Ex.
finding difficult is I'm thinking of games, recent
Saints Row.
games, and I'm finding it
Yeah.
hard to think back to the start of the year to what came out.
Yeah, well, the best thing we should have done is add a list of
Yeah.
releases or something along those lines.
Yeah,
I'm
but if
trying
you
to
can't
make it
remember
Aiden's
what
game.
came out,
It
then
generally
surely it
means
can't
it's-
be that good
Yeah.
a thing.
Because like we had Homefront that were very early on,
Yeah.
which I don't think deserves to be anywhere.
But
near
like I
this
said,
list.
we're looking at mainly now Skyrim, Dead Space, Saints Row, Gears, and
Uncharted 3. That's what I'd add to this list.
what else? Uncharted 3. What else were there that we've been on about? I can't remember.
Well, you mentioned Batman, but nobody said if that was on or off.
I don't think it should be. I think it deserves a mention for its campaign, but it shouldn't be on for
Right.
its
Saints-
challenges and riddles.
Because it's not as good as the first one.
Saints Row, we've said, haven't we?
Yeah. So it's Saints
Deus
Row,
Ex.
Deus
There you
Ex,
go.
Yeah, then where's your
Gears,
pad when we won it?
Skyrim.
Skyrim, Uncharted 3, Dead Space.
Well, that sounds like...
So that's just 6 that we're going through.
Yeah.
See, Uncharted 3 is mainly what you're going to say though, because we haven't played it, so...
I think for what that game is and for what that game offers, it would be insane if we didn't have it on this list. Because that is one of the best games this year.
See, the problem being is, well, other than you, we're
Yeah,
mainly
you've not-
360,
you've not-
aren't we? So
You've not played it. But for what they've introduced and for how they've finessed that, that is probably the best adventure game I've ever seen. And a lot of people think the second one is better. But what it is, in my opinion, is the second one only seems better because you've never seen out like it.
yeah,
And because the second one was so impressive, this one doesn't look as impressive because you've seen it before. It's not the big, oh my fucking god, what is happening?
Yeah.
We've never seen this. It's that, you know, it's just how games work. It's a diminished return. But
I just, whilst you've been on about that, I've been thinking about this list, and Deus Ex, I don't think that should be a top 3.
top 3.
I don't think it should.
Well, the thing with that, dude, is once we've got all the games, we'll then
I
go
think-
into it and deliberate.
Well, I think we've got as
anything
main
else.
ones, really.
I'm trying to think, is there anything else that came out this year that... Because there's been a lot of games. I mean, Earth Defence Force Armageddon, easily game of the year. I think we can all agree.
There's a lot of fun to be had,
There is a lot of fun to
but
be had.
it's not really Nat Geo Wildlife Quiz.
And there's stuff like Resistance 3. I absolutely adore that game, but at the same time...
Killzone 3 was this year as well, wasn't
Yeah, that was not a good game, though.
it?
That
Fair
fucking
enough.
blew
It's
dick.
weird to think back to games from other... I don't even class other
Did
games
Fable
from
3
other
come out
things
this year?
because I don't
Fable 3
play
came out
them.
this year, yeah. See, when
Because
was
that was around this sort of... Yeah, because I
That
got
was a lot of
Fable
time.
3, Deus Ex,
Yep.
and Sims came out on the same day.
New Vegas.
Yeah, Fallout New Vegas.
But
Was
I
that this
didn't-
year?
I don't think
That was
any...
not last
No,
year.
that was last
that
year,
late
sorry.
last
I
year.
was going
Yeah.
to say, I don't think any game should be Game of the Year if it's not as good as its predecessor.
Was it late last year or early this year?
It was late last year.
What?
Yeah, because I actually looked at a list of games that were released this year and I saw a bunch of them,
Pen
but I'm completely blanking on them because I'm not too good when I forget things.
Yeah, I'm not too good on the spot, but I can get...
It's like, didn't Dragon Age 2 came out this year and you
I don't think
absolutely
it was.
adored
No,
I don't
last
think it
year,
was
I'm
this
pretty
year.
sure last year.
I don't think it was.
Are you sure? Because I think that's the only game BioWare released this year.
Let me have a look.
I'm telling you, I reckon Dragon Age 2 came out early this year.
Did it come out in January?
Yeah, I think it
It
did.
may have been January
And-
because it came out
and
near your birthday.
I don't think I
didn't
know anybody that likes that as much as you do.
it? Man, that's my favourite game ever.
Exactly. You see, you don't remember these games because it's been so long.
It can't have been. I've played that game like 7 times. It can't have just come out this year.
When you bear in mind Dead Space 2.
Let's have a look.
if anybody's wondering what this silence is, this is us getting the equipment we should have had when we started.
My bad.
But if I have a note for that, I get ripped on for it.
I mean, like Dead Island came out. Obviously, it's Space Marine, which is what Gears of War 3 should have been.
Mass Effect 2, January 18th.
This year.
It won.
That
It
were
was
last
last year.
Dude, that can't be right. Because I checked a list and it said Mass Effect 2 this year, but I know it was last year.
It says here, it says what? Dead Space 2, 25th. Mass Effect 2, 18th. On PS3. It got re-released.
Yeah,
PS3.
dude, it's okay. Yeah, it's PS3.
Yeah, I was going to say, actually,
Fuck that.
it won my 21st birthday. So.
So, what were it Dragon Age 2 this year?
I don't see it.
Oh, damn it. Could have sworn it was.
Right, so it's... So...
Well, we've
Unless
got
it
a
wasn't
solid
January, I'm
6
just
to
looking
choose
down.
from.
I'm just looking
But
down now.
I like
No idea.
seriously though, there's going to be stuff in Octadric, so like...
Oh, Dragon Age 2.
We're choosing a top 5.
I knew it was only game BioWare released this year.
the 6.
Dragon Age
Yeah, I
2.
know.
So...
So
We
could
need
you
to-
put a constructive
Knock one
argument in? An objective
Dude,
argument
that is
in?
my favourite game ever. Period.
Does anybody think that Dragon Age 2 should be
No.
on this list?
No. Nobody thinks it should be on this list other than me. So.
I think it's good.
Dude, I'm playing
It's
it.
really
I
good.
I ain't got into it yet, so...
I won't put it on the list though.
So no, not on the list. Anything
Let's
else
have a
jumping
look
out there?
what else.
Big
Let's have a
titles.
look.
Actually, I think
Thor, God of Thunder.
That game looks pretty good.
I think we've got...
LA Noire.
Yeah, look, LA Noire came out this
Ooh.
year. That's a big
Well,
one.
this year.
Mm.
Yeah.
Ooh.
See what I mean? You,
Put it
the
right
things
down.
you don't think about.
No, for me it's not.
For me, it's not either, but I appreciate
there you go.
everything it did.
Let's have a look. Sniper Ghost Warrior.
Clearly.
I think...
Best
I
stealth
I
game
think between
ever.
them ones there, we've got easily as top 3 are in them 6.
I completely agree, dude. I'd just like to
I
know
just-
that we've
yeah.
covered everything before we hit
Yeah.
that off.
Alright, so obviously we all love
Anything
Saints
else
Row
we did with it? Yeah,
2?
September, like,
I missed
I'm in August,
August.
September time.
see if there's-
3.
Right.
Dead Island's not really
Dead
worth
Island.
talking about.
Right, so I think Saints Row definitely up there.
Dude, that's the
That's a-
ones we've
that's
already
a
got
6.
ticks next to.
That's a 6.
They're what we're going to deliberate through, dude.
Yeah.
Alright, so are we going for a top 3 or just...
1 minute.
We'll
We're
do
going to
it.
do top 5, aren't
Top
we?
5,
Top
yeah.
5, so knocking one off.
Anything else,
Yeah.
right? Do we know?
We just don't know what yet.
That's
We don't know
it.
what order we're going to do it in.
Alpha Protocol.
I like Alpha Protocol.
I think it was last year.
I can
Yeah.
see it being them two at top.
There's like
What
the
I can
whole
see.
Skyward Sword for the Wii, but we
No
don't
one's
play
played
it.
it, have
so,
we? Unfortunately. You see any PS3 games just skimmed over? Because the only ones I can think of, Killzone 3, which I think is a pile of shit. Resistance 3, which I think is great, but I respectfully think it shouldn't be on the list. And Uncharted 3, which I think would be insane not to put it on the list.
No,
Great.
I've had a scan through.
This is
and,
it,
Let's go with what we've got.
Right then, so Dead Space 2, I think we all agree it's definitely staying there.
Other than Brink, maybe.
So Dead Space 2 is making top 3. Saints Row 3, top 3.
I think Saints Row the Third is top 3.
Well,
I'll agree with that.
I'll go
If
majority.
anything, I'm throwing this out there now, boys. I think Saints Row the Third is the game of the year. I would confidently put that out
Well,
there.
let me.
Let's get to it when we get
Alright
to
then,
it.
Uncharted 3.
I'd fight for
Top
that
5.
We've,
Top.
Game. Do your guy? Well, it's hard for you, isn't it? 'Cause
Yeah.
yeah,
You don't know.
I want
much.
to play it. It looks good, but
It looks good, but I've got no views on it
I think-
whatsoever. So
Gears 3 we can strike off. There's been too much ooh
I don't
and
think it's
ah
the
in
top
between
3.
everybody.
I don't think it.
I love.
To be
Gears
honest,
3, I love what it is.
between I
right,
think
Right, 1 minute. Right. Aiden, pick 3 off the list. Your top 3 off that list.
Because we could go around and take it in turns to take one away, or something like that. That could have been interesting if we'd had more on it.
well, if
Right, put your initials next to 3 games on that list. Right, and then pass it to Lummy.
Bum, 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 bum. So which one did you pick, dude? Deus Ex, Skyrim, and Gears.
I'm going for that one purely because I think it should be, and I'm going for the other 2 because I appreciate the fact that they should be there, and I know that they should be there because of what I've seen and what I've read.
Oh, I've got to back my arse here. I can't not. And I
Let me
completely agree
see.
with what Lummy said.
See, the thing with Uncharted is it's more of a 360 list when it comes to us 4 than it is a combination because we don't really venture too far away from 360.
I know, but it's like, oh, You need to play it.
Maybe we should make it our 360 game of the year, and then completely.
Just rape Uncharted off the.
Yeah, it makes it easier.
Mound. It's
Wow,
Nathan
this
Drake.
This is difficult stuff, you know.
It's Nathan Fillion, man. Nathan Fillion. It's not Nathan Fillion.
Just so you know, we're
Nolan
currently
North,
picking his
there
top three.
Should be Nathan Fillion.
Well, we've got two of the top three. I just need to make a
He's got a
decision.
bit fat now, though. Fuck that.
So this is either going to make it a tie or it's going to make our top three.
Well, it's on
Very
you, right?
difficult.
This is your choice now to put
I
one there
know,
to change.
I
It's
know.
your
change
decision
the
though. Don't
statue.
look.
Well, we've got two.
We've got two that are definites,
Yeah, we've got three people on two of them,
which is Dead Space
and Saints Row.
and Saints
And
Row.
then we can either have a tie or another one. But I just don't know. What's my last one going to be?
Well, do you want me to give you a reason why I didn't pick these ones?
Yes.
Gears brilliant, but for me, I feel it's lacking compared to others. It's brilliant in what it is, but
The thing
it's
is,
lacking.
The thing is
There's
with,
something about it that don't make it
with
that
a lot
top
of
three
these-
feel.
with a lot of these, they have their own individual. Like that's good at that. That's good at
Yeah.
that. Whereas Gears is
Dude,
like.
I'll tell you, Deus Ex one straight away. It feels like a PC game to me, because when you're playing it, you've got to look directly at what you want. When you play on Xbox, it's like, oh, that's the item I want, and it's got a glow around it, so you've got to be near it. But when you play Deus Ex, it's like that's the item. You've got to look directly at it, and it feels like it's too.
Right, I'm
specific.
gonna
It's kind of what
I'm gonna
Deus
take a
Ex
punt.
is.
Oh,
I'm gonna take a punt. We've got two, and I'm gonna.
Did you know when you play on easy mode there is a glow on it?
is there? I did not know that.
I did not know that either till I went back through.
Right, we're gonna have to discuss between what's gonna be the third because I'm going with that.
Oh, Ryan, I love you. So we've now got Skyrim and Uncharted 3 that are tied.
Right, so we're just doing the top three then, yeah.
It looks like it.
Right, then.
So we've got.
Tied third.
Right, definitely Dead Space.
So what's right? We've got Dead Space or Saints Row for number one.
Right.
What do you reckon?
If we're going for between the two, Dead Space.
Saints Row.
What do you think, Ryan?
Saints Row.
You motherfuckers! I've already said it and I've got to back it now. I love Dead Space to bits, but I think Saints Row 3 has just been the most fun I've had this year.
Right, so it's Saints
That's
Row.
it.
And then we've got number two. We've got Dead Space.
So now third place,
Number
what do you
three.
think?
Third place, we've got either Uncharted 3 or Skyrim. And I know what Aiden's going to say because he's already put it. We've just got to discuss now, really.
That's what it is. What? We can go through it the same way, do names, and see if it stacks up. But then it might go 2-2 then.
Well, it is going to go 2-2 because there's two and there's
Yeah.
two.
See,
Yeah.
I appreciate Uncharted 3 is brilliant and it's got good reviews and everything, but for scale and longevity, is that a proper word?
That's
Yeah,
proper.
yeah.
Longevity and all that stuff, and just immersing yourself within a game, it's got to be Skyrim.
I will concede right now by saying I love Uncharted 3 to bits in every conceivable way. It is one of the best games this year by far, but at the same time, there is no world where Skyrim is not on this list. Which I think...
And if I had both consoles, to be honest, I feel like I'd play Skyrim over Uncharted 3.
Oh, Lummy, you're killing me. And don't get me wrong, I can't wait to play Skyrim, but...
To be fair, I've seen a lot of videos about Uncharted and I wanted to get it, but I'm too cheap to buy it for my PlayStation.
Did you... I can borrow it.
And
No
but it looks so good.
Fucking good, yeah.
It looks so good, and I just
Let's also say that is the only time ever you've said you won't buy something because
It's
you
On
cheap.
record.
It's because
On record.
it's for the PlayStation, dude.
Yeah, but
The only games I've got for my
It's you.
PlayStation were like
£2
very cheap,
each.
very cheap pre-owned games.
I want a new keyboard. Got about 150 quid my budget.
Oh,
You're not too cheap for anything,
You
right?
buy me a Cornetto. 50 quid.
But
So do we...
You're going to choose Skyrim, aren't you?
yeah,
Do we agree that Skyrim is number 3?
I think...
Well, when you said Uncharted 3, my initial reaction was top 5, so I'm going to say Skyrim for third.
I
we're
think
going-
that's a good
So
concept.
that's his top three then, yeah? Right, and our official top three for
Game of the year.
I don't want...
one second. Oh, right.
Just can't copyright transition music there.
Right,
Right,
so
yeah.
third place is...
In third place, we have Elder Scrolls 5, Skyrim.
Woo.
In second, an earlier one from the year is Dead Space 2.
Woo!
And then number one of the more recent games, Saints Row 3.
Get down here!
Most enjoyable game of the year.
I chose that purely for enjoyment.
I'm happy with that list.
I'm quite
very
happy with that, yeah.
Yeah, I think it's it personifies what it's about.
I think they were a lot less. I thought it would go down worse than that. I thought we'd all be like,
If we'd have started earlier and we'd have had more put on the list, it would have been a much more difficult thing, a much more back and forth. But I'm happy with it.
yeah, right, and so
User questions, right? The
Yes,
final
we
and
have.
new section.
We have what two? We have two user questions. So we're going to introduce our new user section guide onto the end of our podcast. We have not much news to go on because we don't have a computer with us this time. So we're going to go with user questions, and it should be.
And we're not going to be able to say who the users are,
No.
unfortunately.
However, if we do get questions, it will be a permanent new section on our podcast. So
Yes,
if you want to ask us anything, just send it through.
Just leave a message on my YouTube channel, and please put in the title that it relates to questions to the podcast, or they may not get seen.
So, question number 1, Christopher.
The first question we got, which is not to me because I've already answered this quite a lot, is what is everyone's impressions, anticipations, and expectations for Mass Effect 3?
Who would like to begin?
Speaking length.
I'll jump in straight away. I didn't play Mass Effect 1. I started with Mass Effect 2. I wasn't expecting to love it that much, but I fell for it. I fell for it hard. As soon as I put that game in tray, I never stopped playing it until I completed it. And my expectations for Mass Effect 3 are through the roof. I want it to be brilliant. I want it to be an extension of an awesome game.
It was one of them games for you. It's like, I'm never going to play Mass Effect.
Yeah.
It was like, nah, I'm not going to do that. And
yeah, I got pestered to play. You told me to play it, didn't
Skyrim
you?
for me.
refused to.
I refused to play it. Aiden told me to play it, and I refused. And then as soon as I started, I could not
It was
stop.
like Skyrim
I
for
was
me. I
addicted.
didn't want to play it, and as it happens, it's one of the best games of the year. But
As long as they make more cities on other planets, more towns and things.
rather than
perfect
just
game.
the probing of the.
Oh, don't get me wrong, I liked the mining and stuff. It's
I
just
think
there was
it was
only
good
like
touch,
3
but-
major cities and you couldn't do much in them. I want Deus Ex level of towns on planets.
Yeah.
You could do everything on Mass Effect 2. That was my problem. You could do everything quite easily and never get credits and stuff again.
Yeah.
You'd done everything, and it didn't take that long to do that.
They also need
but
to bring back the loot system and the armor system.
Yeah,
because I want more RPG
that
in
is
it.
my problem with it. The RPG
Different
stuff
weapons.
but on my first playthrough, didn't even notice. I was that engorged by it, and I love Mass Effect. It's probably definitely up there one of my favourite games.
Well,
Ever.
I've played the demo for Mass Effect 3.
On PC.
No, in
They're
Medawar.
both at Medawar.
Oh, nice.
And I enjoyed it. It looked very like Mass Effect 2. It does look like a continuation of a good game. And I'm hoping it's not going to be too similar that makes it boring. But it looks very promising. I enjoyed every minute of the demo that I played.
My
I'm
only
looking
fear
forward
with
to
it
checking out.
is because it's got this now focus on this melee combat stuff, is that going to have an effect on the people like us that will play that game on its hardest difficulty? Where they make all this fuss about stabbing dudes in the face, and on Insanity, we're 9 miles away sniping at some dude.
I played the whole demo and I didn't melee combat anybody. I used my guns.
I just hope he don't go fucking kung fu for no reason.
Yeah.
I know it's quite good, but I hope Squad gets a bit more interactive. Because it's usually we're either good.
Well, they're adding that connect feature, aren't they?
Yeah, that sounds garbage.
Right, that does sound
Is that
garbage.
where we
but
can
I
reply
think
and stuff?
you can tell them what to do and all this, but
Shepherd.
it sounds gay. But if they're putting it on Connect, then why can't you do it through your headset?
Shepherd. Just as long as Rex is back.
From what I saw on the demo,
Shepherd.
it's got the whole left and right D-pad to send your squad mates to places, and then you've got the bumper system to use their abilities.
Yeah, that what Mass Effect 2 will like, on it.
I wonder if they're going to bring back immunity. Because it were awesome for you, but it were a pain in the ass when fucking Krogans did it every 10 seconds. And like when... What were his name? Bad guy off at Fiston.
Saren.
When he used it, Siren or something like that. When he used to use it all the time on Insanity, it's like, come on, dickhead, I want to hurt you now. I used to hate that.
But yes, I think we're all looking forward to it, and we've all got high expectations for it. So
Your guys were playing it before me, and I hate you all for it.
Is that when you're on holiday?
No, have your guys getting it off Shop Tour?
I don't know.
I am, yeah.
Oh, I'm getting.
I've already paid for it. Yeah.
I've pre-ordered the Super Edition from Games, so I get on.
I am not saying a damn thing, because chances are mine will never fucking come. Just like Black Ops and Batman.
Well, yeah, I've pre-ordered mine from Games, so it would just be like last time when I ordered Mass Effect 2 from games to get the Super Edition, and you were playing it a day before me, and I was sat there like looking at your game and saying like, I fucking hate you.
Oh yeah.
It's like Reach all over again.
I don't know. I've been sending you messages. Oh,
Don't even talk about Reach.
Yeah, we talk about Reach. You didn't talk to me about Reach for the first like 2-3 days.
You got it 3 days earlier than me.
Now,
I'm
now, children.
sick.
I know I phoned you the day before, like, I'm watching DVDs, I'm not going near the fucking
yeah.
box at Ryan.
And then what happened? I got to play it through on my own while you guys played it on co-op.
Yeah.
nice.
I do think
You started it before me, and I still managed to do it all on my own on Legendary before you finished it on your own on Legendary.
I do think it was pretty awesome that you
I was
did
the first
that.
and only one with that achievement for ages.
I thought I did it before you. I did it faster than you. I know
Whoa,
that.
whoa, whoa.
You did it faster than
Simon did it before everyone. I think we can
Okay.
agree.
Just so you know, that was pretty awesome on that night though, when everybody were on
For you.
and you went, alright guys, I'll go because I've
Yeah.
started playing it. And then if I could have gone back and gone, Simon, jog on.
To be fair, I'm the nice guy from the group, so fuck you.
Yeah, it's like when Rye has to leave, he does. He's the cool friend that doesn't overstay his welcome. So fuck you. When he's in that party, he's straight out of there. Simon would have done it. I wasn't even invited. So fuck you all. But this is actually a really good segue because the next question is not to me, apparently. Sob, sob, sob. But it's to your guys. And does anybody like Halo?
Does any
No, I despise it.
What are your people's opinions on the Halo?
You all know I'm a avid Halo fan. I've played everyone, every difficulty, done everything, played them online for hours.
He's got Cortana tattooed on his chest.
Got Cortana tattooed on my chest.
You can't see him, but he always wears the Master Chief helmet.
Got to level 38 on 2 in hardcore, got to level 50 on 3, got to Field Marshal on Reach. I put time into it, I put effort into it. I class myself as a good player on it, and I'm always up for a Halo.
Suffice to say, Lummy is the resident Halo machine.
Unfortunately.
I think I've been off and on it over the years. First one, fantastic. Second one, piece of shit. Third one, alright. Reach, fantastic.
But ODST,
ODST, best one ever.
ODST was really fun. It shouldn't have been
brought
a
it
full
with a nice
release,
dynamic, having
but-
an health bar and not shields and stuff. I
But
like
yeah,
that.
Halo definitely has its fun with it, especially in co-op. Multiplayer, not too much in a fan of multiplayer. I do like stuff like firefight and things.
Halo 2, what best multiplayer?
Which, you know, they did that flashback thing for Reach, where at Halo 3 they went back to, or at Halo 2. You know, we played that custom-made
I think
thing
it was
they
Halo
brought
2,
back.
didn't it do?
Like, less shields and stuff like that. Me, you and Dave played
Oh,
it a lot.
it's Halo 3, I think.
Either way, that was better than Reach multiplayer, I thought.
Oh, when you did that, yeah, when you did classic one.
Yeah, I know it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. The thing about
You
Halo
took
with
sprint
me,
and stuff out.
was that when they first brought Anniversary and they did the classic playlist?
Yeah.
Well, the thing about Halo with me is the first 3 I played and completed and did before I even knew your guys. So Halo was one of my favourite games. It is one of my favourite games. But other than when I'm playing with people for fun, I don't play competitive online much. I like playing co-op and I like, to an extent, playing on my own on games. But multiplayer, if there's nobody else on, I won't play it. And I'm not very good at it. I join in and I get the objective as much as I can.
Every good team needs an objective, man.
But Halo for me is one of the best games on the Xbox other than Dragon Age 2. But
I played Halo 1 before it came out. Original Xbox, inquiries.
I love it, and I think Reach and 3 with the co-op are brilliant. I think ODST is brilliant, and I still need to 1,000 it, guys. So.
My thing about Halo is always think that whenever I think Halo is I got Live because of Halo 2. That game came out and I went and bought an Xbox and I bought Live because of that game, and that's one of the reasons I played it so much, because I wanted to play it. I loved it when I played it, and I've never lost the bug. At the minute I'm like, fair enough, I'll play other stuff, but when Halo 4 comes out, I'll be playing Halo 4 until I've done it. Everything's done.
I got a 360 for Halo 3 because it was the only one I hadn't played and I wanted to play it.
There you go.
Yeah, Halo 3 is great. I respect Halo, I just don't like it. And I have many reasons which I'm not going to divulge now.
So, they are our 2 user questions. Hopefully we'll have more next time if you guys pull your finger out and ask us stuff. But
you go, right, you whip those boys.
Telling you what. They've been without.
Whip all 3 of them.
We've been draining them for 2 weeks, so they're gagging for us. It's all good.
Hopefully
I
we'll
get
be back
just
onto a
shit
more,
like, where's Call of Duty?
more
on this.
reliable pattern.
Yeah, hopefully now that we're all back to normal. I've
regimen.
literally over Christmas I've had 3 days off, so I've not had much time to.
My days off have changed.
Yeah.
I ain't got Wednesdays off anymore.
If you not.
Got Thursdays off.
And
Alright, oh, that's better for me anyway.
Oh,
Thursdays are good anyway.
oh okay.
It's just
okay.
yeah. I didn't have many days off over Christmas. The days I did have off, Aidan was elsewhere.
Working.
So yeah, we've had a bit of trouble, but we should be back to normal now, hopefully.
Yeah.
And is there anything
Bit of
else anybody would
consistency.
like to add before we
No,
wrap up
it's-
for our third episode?
I just hope there's a load of questions because I kind of like the question part of it.
I like the question part. It's interesting.
It's the most rewarding part of doing anything on the internet.
Yeah.
and the comments. I like reading all your comments and seeing what you think about what we're doing and stuff. It's
Yeah. Well, I'm guessing most of you have played with Chris as well. I've got him on your friends list.
I
So
played with Chris.
you know, if
I played
people,
with Chris too.
he's a right twat, isn't he? So
He's got a big dick though.
not what happened.
I've got small feet. Nobody will get that.
But yeah, I'm more than happy. I think jump in with people, play, get some stuff and that. Play some Gears with us, play some whatever we're playing. If we do happen to be playing out Battlefield and whatnot.
But all that's left to be said is, Ryan, take us home.
Yep. Thank you very much for listening to our third episode, and we'll should hope to see you or for you to listen to us next week. And in a bit, guys.